What's going on, Internet? The Black Okage here, aka TBH, and I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Game and Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and you're now tuned into episode 204. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GI updates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. If you're watching on Apple or Spotify, be sure to rate the show 5 stars. And if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button and then hit the hype button that appears after the like button, because when you hit that hype button, we will appear on YouTube's new hype charts, which helps bring in new viewers for the world's best weekly gaming podcast. If social media is your thing, we drop content over there on our social media pages. We're available on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, etc., etc. Our handle on most platforms is at GI Updates, with the exception being Facebook. Our Facebook is facebook.com/GI Podcast. Links to all our social medias will be in the description box below at youtube.com/GI Updates. Now, without further ado, allow me to introduce you to my co-hosts. The first of which claims that the CyberLeaks GTA situation is the real life Johnny Silverhands, because of course he has to reference Cyberpunk because he's a real life fucking nerd. Ethos, say what up.
What's up, everybody? I was gonna say it was like reality is becoming more like Cyberpunk, but sure, you can say that too.
Fair enough. And my second co-host stabbed Mortal Shell 2 in the back because the week it came out, she somehow got addicted to the Duskbloods, and she'll be talking about it. Miss 5,000 watts, say what up to the people.
I mean, the network test just closed a couple hours ago. I'm still riding that high. I'm excited.
Did you have to get up at like 3 a.m.?
No, that one actually didn't work at all. That one, people tried to get in, the very, very first one, and it didn't work. They had another one, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., which is a good time for me.
Fair enough. We're not happy.
Never trust Nintendo's online. And last but not least is the man who actually believes Klay Thompson is the answer to all of Miami Heat's bench problems, as if that man didn't shoot the ball backwards into the crowd last season. UTX reverse the shot, the Don. Say what up to the people.
I said one thing. You think that I think that Klay is going to be the answer to the Heat. That's funny, bro. Anyways, I'm back. You see me. I'm not the white man anymore. I'm a baddie. I'm a baddie now. I got a new nose. So I got a new nose. I don't sound nasally, or I shouldn't sound nasally as I did before. But yeah, we're back, man. And we're ready to talk about some things that we've talked about for weeks now. But you're going to hear it because of the weekly podcast now. So yeah, congrats.
Cool. All right. Well, let's get into the show. The first thing we're going to open up with is the first major game to drop this week, which is Mortal Shell 2, which is a sequel to the game Mortal Shell. It was an indie Souls-like game that had a little bit of a cult-like following. It used the shell system, but a lot of people considered it to be mid. It was undercooked. It was buggy. But with this second one, they have expanded in every different way. There's more shells, more weapons, a bigger world. There's an actual story here if you care about it. Tons of dungeons and just customization, to the point where like we're starting to see that me playing this, I forgot that it was like an indie game at one point, because like it's that level of quality, and we're starting to see it cross over into the zeitgeist. And let's talk about why. So give us the good, bad, and the ugly. Ladies first, Watts. How are we feeling about Mortal Shell 2?
I love it. It's great. I think anyone who played the beta right away was like, ooh, this game definitely has something. I think right away you can see that it feels really good. You have all of those unique critical hits that you can do on all of the different enemies, and that's really cool. The maps are really fun to explore. So I've been having a great time. I'm at like 27 hours. I haven't finished it yet. I think I'm getting close to the end. But yeah, I'm loving it. I think combat feels really good. I think that the way that they've designed the world feels just really inviting to explore. It is technically open world, but it doesn't really feel like open world, because it more feels like open zone, right? With like very distinct things that you're doing in each area, and things like dungeons, and you've got the gate that you have to cleanse and all that stuff. So, but I think they've done a really good job with how they invite you to explore the world, because I'm always finding somewhere that I want to go, and then I'm finding a dungeon, or I'm finding a new weapon, a new shell, new tar stones, which are these kind of like talismans that you can put on that change your play style. I don't normally feel that way with these kind of games that are very, very open. I think it's hard to make games that are interesting like this that are open. It's giving me a lot of like old school Dark Souls vibes. I think if you are an old school Dark Souls player, you will enjoy it a lot. Navigating through the areas and looking for a beacon and having no health, but the entire time you're naked, you're out of your shell, but you somehow manage to make it super far and get to a beacon. It feels really, really good. The boss designs, I think they look good. There's a couple buggy things. Like I got grabbed by this one main story boss and he threw me out of the arena. So I was like slightly outside of the map in a place that clearly isn't actually a part of the game. And I had to just like go back to the main menu and come back in. So it wasn't a big deal. It's more funny than anything for me, but there's definitely still some bugs. You can still tell that they are a small team, but goddamn, the glow up from 1 to 2, it might be one of like the biggest glow ups I think I've ever seen.
Agreed. I saw you make a face when she was talking about bugs, Ethos.
No, because I got slandered in chat when I brought this up, and Moss said skill issue to me.
Well, because the bug only happens if you get hit. So if you don't get hit,
then exposed.
So I got grabbed, so I got a bug.
I'll say who it is because I had someone else on Twitter also confirm that it was not just like there was a multitude of people on Twitter who also said I didn't spoil who the boss was, but I kind of put their name up. So if you don't know, I don't know if it was a lost child for you. But
no,
that
wasn't the Lost Child.
Yeah, so the Lost Child, I played it before day one before it came out, and it was by far, it almost made me uninstall. I was having like it same like what you said about, I don't know which boss you played, but that boss can also throw you out of the arena and actually auto kill you with one of its like grab abilities, and you have no way to stop it. Once he grabs you, if he's just the right rotation, you just instantly die. I had like, I think the time I played it, I had like 20 times where like he actually knocked me high in the air. Like not even hit, it was just like a collision. It's like a collision bug where like I was trying to do like the skill attack, and when I would try to do it at certain angles, he would like flip around and knock you into the air. I think don't get me wrong, I say this all out of love because I think this game's awesome too, but I will say I was having this conversation with Homeless while she was streaming too. I'm starting to feel like the honeymoon is over for me with this game, and that like I'm starting to notice the flaws of the game, and they are like, they become more pronounced the longer I play, and they get to a point where, not to the point where I'm quitting it, but they are getting to a point where it's like they are becoming annoying. Not where it's like this is game changing, but there's stuff that I think like, oh yeah, patch this, maybe a little bit of adjusting. I know TBH, everyone's brought it up. I think like the save point is like, I would be okay with it if it was like later on the game, the pacing of them were pushed out more. I feel like that's okay. It's funny because Elden Ring had the opposite problem where people were like, there's too many, like the graces were way too close. Like you get so much breathing room. But I think stuff like, if you do one of the dungeons, quote legacy dungeons, right? Or from one of the, like where you take the elevator down into the catacombs, I feel like if you die, you should respawn back at like the entrance for that. I don't like that it spawns me back further than that, and then I got to go all the way back to the entrance, then go down.
So I can argue with you about this. We can disagree.
I'd love to hear that.
We can argue.
We're gonna disagree.
We're gonna disagree.
You might like that.
We have to let
chat
people
loves
know.
when y'all disagree. We agree too much.
We have to let them know this is a disagree because they can't tell when we disagree.
What's your disagreement?
You're supposed to say, "Fuck you, Ethos." I disagree. That's what you're supposed to say.
You're a dumb idiot and you're stupid and you don't know what you mean. So I wouldn't want every game to have this like super separated kind of beacon save point bonfire thing. But in recent years, a lot of games who are doing a Souls-like thing have all still followed From Software with adding like so many, and you know, your souls are outside of the boss door. You've got a save spot right in front of the boss. So a lot of them have lost that kind of panic that you experience when you've been running around for so long and you're like, where the hell is this goddamn thing? I'm gonna die. I don't know where I am. I'm lost. If I die, I don't know how I'm gonna get back here. So it's nice to experience that again, because just so many games don't do that anymore. It's also like, I can't even remember the last game that I played where I was like really stressing about finding it. Maybe Wu Chang was actually like the closest for that. But so many games now just make it really safe for you exploring. And it's just a different kind of experience. It makes you feel something when you have no health and no heals and you've managed to survive and pull off a bunch of clutch moments to then get to the next beacon. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. So I wouldn't want every game to do this, but I appreciate that there's still someone doing it because I do think it's like a part of this game's design, at least, for you to feel panicked and stressed about exploring.
Can I chime in?
Here's my, I was gonna say my counter for that would be, here we go, debate.
Yeah.
Okay, so my counter to that would be, I agree. I don't mind the default, like when you're exploring. I think the exploration in this game is phenomenal. It's the closest I felt to Elden Ring and like since Elden Ring that I felt like
I would agree.
The cool mystery aspect. I think it's nailed that. The area I don't like, the tension part I don't like is kind of what, and I think maybe TBH might agree to this too. I don't like the repetitive area, the ones where I've already explored. And you're like expanding the amount of time for me to just get back into the new, like the part I don't know. So if I'm like, for example, you respawn me all the way, like there's some spawns where I like this. I don't mind the distance of like when I'm exploring the overworld and I'm doing that. I don't like where they're, you take the little teleporter, you go down. So I'm exploring an area that it's brand new. I'm not expecting that. Like I want those, if there's like, okay, so how do I describe this? Okay. So you know how, you do like, let's say like a weapon, right? And it's underneath the, like in a dungeon somewhere. So
in the shiny.
Yeah, in the shiny thing. Yeah, the shiny thing. You go in there, then you go down. But there's no like, you know how when Elden Ring, like where you found like when you went into their legacy dungeons and you got to the boss and before the boss thing, there was like the statue where it was just like,
they kind of circumvented it with the
if you want to just
America.
engage with the boss, you can just spawn right in front of the boss and then go at it again. I just didn't personally like how this is just my critique. I didn't personally like how for those areas that I've already explored, the distance I'd have to once again, not only just, I'd be okay if I had to start at the beginning of the dungeon and go back to the boss, but considering that it doesn't even go to the beginning of the dungeon, it goes all the way back into the overworld, further back, and I got to go all the way into the overworld, find it again, go back into the dungeon. And like what you said, I like the panic of like when I don't know where I'm going, and it feels great when I'm like, oh my God. Especially when you're cleansing the gate.
You're like, I'm not fighting anything anymore. I'm running. You're like, where am I going? Where am I going?
But I do hate the repetitive area. And I think TBH, you said it one time when you were streaming, where it was just like, this feels like they're artificially expanding how much time or that I need to suffer unnecessarily, or I get hit off of like some random mob just like tracing. That's another thing. Some of the tracking for some of the AI,
it feels like
they're very aggressive
because like what you were saying, Watts, that some of the newer Souls games, they've removed the panic of the beacon and they're too close together. I feel like they went on the opposite end of the spectrum and the stretches are just too long. Like there can be like somewhere like happy in the medium, I think. But
I like Ethos's idea for like a happy medium of you starting at the beginning of like the dungeon.
Well,
I wouldn't be mad at that.
My opinion is actually somewhere in between both of you, because I'm 28 hours in, I got like 2 more main bosses. I'm trying to finish the game. I'm close to it. And if you would have asked me in the first like maybe 4 or 5 hours, I probably would have agreed with Ethos. But now I'm like in the end game and my build is teetering on, it feels almost OP at times, besides when I'm at the main bosses. I'm slaughtering everything with my build now. So like now,
question.
Go ahead.
Are you night timing?
Yes, I've done that.
Okay, did you turn night on like since that point? Because that's what I think
I turned it off because there's no gain for it. There's no reason to do it.
Yeah, I think that's the only where I'm like, what you're saying is like,
I would leave it on if it rewarded me. It doesn't reward me.
Yeah,
so I'm like, what's the point?
I was just gonna say that critique. Yeah,
that's a critique.
I was asking,
what do you all mean? Because that's what it's supposed to do. So
but what I'm saying is, I thought I
was getting better loot or something.
Yeah, I thought the night would be like, okay, either you're gonna make the bosses more like, it feels like a Destiny. It's just like harder difficulty. What we're gonna do? We made the bosses have more health. And I'm like, so what do I get? You get to suffer longer. And I'm just like, but like, what's the what do I get as a payoff for like?
There's a merchant and like a couple like.
There's a couple different stores, but that's about it.
Yeah, there's a couple of like areas that I thought that you're supposed to that you can only access in night mode.
Yeah, but I'm just curious because I was looking at our times. I am close to. I'm at 18, which means I'm like behind all of you. But I will say to you, I'm starting to feel what you're feeling right now, where I'm just like in the overworld. There's not okay, maybe I'm wrong on this. Let me know if I'm wrong. I feel like I'm not seeing enough enemy diversity. Like I'm starting, like I've seen every enemy type already. Like I haven't really seen somewhere I'm like, what the hell is that anymore?
Yeah,
like, it's just like I'm seeing repeats, like maybe a little modified, but I'm seeing repeats of bosses, which is fine because I got to give them a break because they are indie. If this was FromSoft, I'd be cooking them about this. but it's indie, so it's an India. It's an indie game, so I'm more, I'm more forgiving on this for them. But I am starting to feel that power scale where like it's like I'm not really fearing a lot. Like I'm just running up to people like, yo, I'll parry you right now. Come on.
I'm 1 and 2 shotting a lot of stuff now.
I fear only the Cesters. Let's get rid of feminism. It was a mistake. Women, we need to get rid of them.
Who's the
Which ones are those?
Yeah, we're just because I don't even know
the ladies. It's where you can get the Janessa, that area where they like poke. They're pokey, but then they also do this
stance with the
where they parry you.
Is it the one that can shoot the light?
If they parry you, it's they stab you. Yeah, I hate those. Yeah, I hate those.
Oh, your character's just on their knees, like, oh god, I can't get up, and you're like, hello, I can't move.
Yeah, for me, now that I'm kind of in the end game, I'm one-shotting everything, and I feel like there is a balancing issue because the first half of the game was, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like, damn, they bait and switched us on the beta because the beta was too easy. That first half of the game of the real game was legit hard as shit. But once you start getting your build going, unless you switch it to nighttime, which we just discussed, there's no reason to do that unless you just want, it's like ego lifting basically. You're kind of like tearing stuff up. So I'm like, maybe they should have found a way to balance like the beacons out a little bit more because it doesn't really seem like there's a reason for the long stretches now that I have 8 potions and I'm one-shotting everything. I feel like they could have tweaked all that formula. But as a whole, I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I agree with what you were saying, Ethos. Damn, it's a lot of disagreement here. I don't know if I agree with you about the enemy variety part, just because like the game is just not as big. I feel like each area has like a distinct look. There's been a couple repeat bosses, I'll give you that. But for the most part, I feel like I've seen a good amount of enemy variety. I think maybe you're probably feeling the wear and tear of there not being enough variety for the simple fact that you're just getting lost in this game. And I think that has more to do with like the lack of beacons. I don't think it's
lost. I just like the Obsidian Hammer. I just picked it up. Guess who the boss was holding it? It's a boss that I saw 5 hours ago. They just turned him into a boss.
Yeah, they made like a harder version of like the smaller ones.
Yeah,
it's the same boss with a health bar, bro.
Yeah, with a health bar. Like, and I've seen that multiple times in different dungeons that I've gone into where I'm like, I'm expecting something maybe visually different, but it's like, oh, it's the same type of boss, but they like what JG said, they gave him a health bar, but there's no movement set change. There's no different animation for it.
Okay,
so when I go up to them, I'm
like,
so it's almost like natural muscle memory. I'm not even like struggling because I'm just like, oh, I know what you do, and then just boom, 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 parry, and then knock them out. The only exception is, of course, the actual name. What you're saying, the main story. When you go into the gates, that's the part I feel like is. I like that really. I like this idea of it's layered. I like that you go into a hole, you cleanse that hole to then get access to the gate, and then you go into the gate, and it's like you're diving deep into this gate, and that's the part where I agree with Watts. Like that design is really good. I love that. Like the tension in the gates is really good because you're trying to get as deep as you can to the next little seed hole, and at the same time your resources are running low, and so many different things are trying to kill you. And I think in those, that's when I've seen like different stuff where I'm just like, oh crap, what the hell is this? Like when I've seen an NPC for the most time, but then I'll see something, and then later on in the story, I'll go through another gate later on in the future, and I'll be like, wait, hold on, I've seen the spider little guys running around, and I know their timing because I hear their skittering or something like that. Or
hate those damn things.
Yeah, or like I see a slug. Oh, here's the bigger slug. I'm like, oh, okay, I've seen a slug before. But there's some that throw me off. Like I won't lie, like I did like the mix up. I will give him credit. One thing I did like, I like the mix up where like you think it's like the regular like human. And then also it's got a big neck and big arms. You're like, what the?
The centipede type of thing.
Yeah, when those things showed up, I was freaking. I was like, what the hell is this?
Things are pretty creepy. Yeah.
So yeah, I will say that. But then the main bosses, I think, are pretty good. Some of them remind me definitely of kind of things that I've seen before, but except for the lady and the grandma in the wheelchair. That was phenomenal. That's some Bloodborne nonsense.
Interesting. Interesting.
Yeah. But there's also some other bosses where I'm like, I kind of feel like I've played this type of boss before, but there's still some really unique ones. And again, it might sound like I'm slandering or like slandering or criticizing this guy. I want to state, for an indie developer, this is phenomenal. I'm giving this criticism because I would love to see like either through the patching, or I have a feeling like if this is what they did from 1 to 2, I think the third game is going to be like, that's going to be their magnum opus. Like if this is the jump they did from 1 to 2, this just needs a little bit of refinement. And I feel like I'm praying it sells enough. And if it sells a lot, then they can get a bigger budget. I think if they just had that big AAA budget, they can make something that, and I said this before, there are flashes of this game that I like more than Lies of P. Just my experience. There's moments in this game where I'm like, I actually am enjoying this more than Lies of P, right? Since I played them all this year. I would be curious of I actually like the story idea. I think the story is really cool. A little creepy, but really cool. Did anybody, I don't want to spoil, did anybody like how far, I'm assuming because you guys have more hours than me, but I saw, which is I thought was cool. It might show how good the exploration is. I felt like even though like you guys had more hours than me, there was stuff that you guys were doing that like I was just like, I've already done that. And but there was other stuff that you guys probably like because of how it's
a non-linear design. You can play how you want. You can go anywhere you want.
Jump wherever you want. Because there was like I'm watching people with more hours than me. I'm like, wait, you haven't gotten to that boss? They're just like, oh no, I was over down south just getting my ass beat by because down south is no joke. They don't play.
True.
They don't play out there. I went down there first mistakenly. I wasn't paying attention. I was like, why is something beating my ass? And then a friend of mine was like, you shouldn't. You should probably go north first. I was like,
you come back. Yeah, you gotta come back to that.
Yeah, I think the reason like you're seeing people doing different things from you, at least from my perspective, is because I just got lost. There's a lack of beacons, and like there was just certain points in the early game where like I was just running for my life, panicking, and I couldn't find a beacon for long stretches of the game. And next thing you know, I went from the north to the south side of the map, and it's like, well, fuck it, I'm already here. I finally found a beacon. I'm just gonna explore this shit, and like I do. That's why, like, I do appreciate it to some level that there's not as many beacons because it did kind of force me to go in different directions and like see things that like I don't think I would have necessarily saw, I guess, if there was as many gray sites or whatever. But I will say overall, I now that y'all brought those points up, I agree. I think my main concern with the game was like it is a little buggy. I've ran into several different issues where like nothing game breaking, but I have had to restart the game. And that can be a little bit annoying when you don't have a beacon nearby. But other than that, there's been some animation jank. I've been playing Theo. I got 5 of the shells out of 8, and I keep coming back to Theo. And the main problem I've been having with him is his main ability, the shadow stab or whatever, when he goes invisible. It's like sometimes it's like a 50-50. Yeah, it doesn't connect. It's like that level of jank. Yeah. I'm like, if they clean that stuff up, man, it would definitely take it to the next level. But the main boss fights have been good. I've really been enjoying like the level design. I feel like this is I feel comfortable saying this is one of my favorite games of the year already, and I agree with you, Ethos. If they just clean up a lot of the stuff and add some more boss variety, now that you brought it up and I'm thinking about it more, I'm like, yeah, that would take it to a completely different level. And I also appreciate that this game really is only like 30 to 40 hours. I mean, it is an open world game, but I feel like it's an open world game that respects your time. But I still feel like I've been here enough to where like I got my money's worth. How you feel about it, Jay? You've been quiet.
So some of the points that I wanted to reiterate. I agree with Ethos. I think this is a closer thing that I've gotten to Elden Ring. I remember I said that like day one of playing. It definitely feels similar to that. It's the closest thing for me from non from software game. For me, it feels like almost identical to like that feeling when I got in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm lost. I got to go find a map. I don't know where I'm going. I'm running into the same issues you all are, where it's like, all right, where's the next beacon? I'm panicking. I'm trying to run from everything. Like, I don't know what's the next save point. So I ran into that. I also agree with Ethos about the enemy variety. I do feel like even though we're accessing a lot of these places, I feel like the enemy variety is kind of spare. We rarely run into anything else. I'm seeing some of the same enemies from the south that I saw in the north, and every once in a while I run into another enemy. But now it's going into the same issue that Ethos said. I'm running into the bosses with health bars that I've already fought. So again, I'm not knocking them for it, but that definitely is a thing that's going on in the game. So I'm hoping that when I access some more areas that I can see some different enemies, but right now I'm kind of seeing like some of the same enemies, again, which is fine. I love the shells. I think I have 2 more left that I need to get. The thing that I'm finding with the shells is, even though, like, again, depending on which way that you go, will determine what shell that you end up finding first, or like at what point in your journey that you end up running into some of these shells. What I'm finding is I'm not really seeing a reason, at least for my particular playstyle, to switch to another shell, because I'm still using Proxima. Like, I'm a lightning goddess right now, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I just got another shell, and I was like looking at the kit, and I'm like, this seems way too complicated for me to even try to get into. I was like, I'm good. Like, I think I was like, I'm good on this. Like, it seems interesting, but it doesn't seem like something that I want to like abandon what I'm already doing right now, which I know works and that works for my play style, to like try something completely new. I think that because they ended up making another patch where you can, if you're, because they do this with the weapons, like you can smelt your weapons and then you can apply all of those points. Like if you put a whole bunch, like 10 for example, into like your great sword, and then you find another weapon that you really want, you can smelt that weapon and then you can apply those points to the new weapon that you want, which is fine. I wish they did the same thing with the shells, because once you invest those points, that's it. And once you invest those glimpses, that's it. So you can refund the points, but you can't refund the glimpses to put it into another shell. So I kind of wish that they did that. It's pretty much just, all right, you're one and done. So you do have to at some point commit to a shell that you really, really want to play with. So I wish that they did change that. I mean, if they don't, then I understand why, but that's also another reason why I don't want to like recommit to another shell unless like I really, really know that I want to play with this shell. I do like the tar stones. I think that that's very unique. I wish that some of the other weapons, especially like the sidearms, I wish that you can use some other tar stones with them. But obviously, like there are tar stones that only work with certain weapons, like for lightning and poison and stuff like that. Sometimes there's only one weapon that works with some of these tar stones. So it's a little interesting. I don't know if that was like fully intentional there, but I kind of wish it was a little bit more universal, because that again determines whether I want to, fully commit to a weapon or not. Depending on like which tar stone that I really, really want or enjoy, which element that I want to fully commit to versus something else, or like an inability or something. So I understand when they make it like that, but it kind of like forces me to, depending on my play style, to switch to another weapon. And there's some jank, like I said, you already mentioned the jank, meaning those bonded over the trauma of the lost child pre-patch. So, we talk about the jank with the lost child. Me and Ethos were, bonding over that, especially pre-patch, because that particular enemy. And it's funny because it happens with all the enemies. I don't know if they patch it for some of the ones, but like the main bosses, oh my goodness. Like when they're on like a third of health, they just go into overdrive and they start spamming. I'm like, bro, what is happening? But there are particular bosses that, again, like like Ethos was saying, like some of the collision VFX, like it's a little weird there. So those are something that, again, like Ethos said, like if they just clean up, I think that it'll be a better type of experience, just some quality of life things, which I think that they can very easily work on. If not on this one, then whenever their next iteration comes out, they can work on that. But I think overall, like I said, I haven't had this, as much fun in a Souls game, especially in this type of format since Elden Ring. I was actually asking my chat, I was like, damn, man, am I conflicted? Because I've said for a long time, Lies of P is my all-time favorite non-From Software Souls game. And I'm like, is this better? Do I feel like Mortal Shell 2 is better than Lies of P, or do I feel like it's like on the same tier? I think it's fair to say that me personally, I would put it on the same tier as Lies of P. But I think Lies of P, at least for now, because I'll get through the rest of the story and then I'll make my final decision. But I think that Lies of P right now still has a more compelling story that drives me in. And I think like if you're just going to give me pure combat, if you're going to give me pure world building, weapons, all that stuff, if you hit me with a fire story too, then I got to put you above the rest. So I think that's where Lies of P still technically has the edge in my book, but Mortal Shell 2, hell of a go. Like I honestly had no intention to play this game after seeing Mortal Shell 1. I was not interested at all. Playing that beta changed my mind. When I got early access, I was like, yeah, we locked in, baby. We locked in. And it's interesting that we've all put hours, at least almost 20 hours for everybody. Ethos are super close. So we are clearly enjoying the game. A lot. So anybody, especially if you like Elden Ring or you like any Souls game, I would highly, highly recommend to pick this up. up and give it a go. They just need to clean up a little bit, but I think that they're golden, man, especially because of that. They did that day one patch that already, kind of addressed some of the things that we were, kind of dealing with. Yeah, pretty much addressed the game. Pretty much addressed the game that we were dealing with. But, we can at least say that we are, we love to say when they patch bosses and stuff and nerfs them that we were pre-Mickey. We were pre-Mickey, so we got to deal with the bullshit. So y'all didn't have to in some of these things.
They didn't even need to do that. The game not that hard, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, Watts, what's the name of that community manager you sent me a link to? What's her name?
Charlotte
Charlie or something? Catherine or something, I think. I'm blanking on it. I apologize.
I'm sorry.
Man, shout out to Woot.
I'm gonna find her name. Charlotte.
Charlotte. And
yeah.
Charlotte. Okay, I question myself.
Listen to me. What I'm about to say, I need you to send it to the devs, okay? What I'm about to say right now. You guys did a great job. However, I want you, Charlotte, to find me the level designer or the game designer that came up for the dungeon to get the Ballistazooka. And I want you to tell them I hope they step on Legos tomorrow.
You struggled with that?
Dog, when I tell you I just kept getting shot over and over again by the damn ballistics,
hold up. We're going to disagree again.
Nah. No, that was not fun. I don't care.
I think you're getting old, Ethos. I think you're getting old.
That was not a fun dungeon.
I beat it on the second try. That one was not that hard, dog.
No, it wasn't. No. I hated that dungeon. It wasn't because it was hard. It was annoying. I did not like that the whole dungeon was a meme. It was just a bunch of ballistics shooting you to death.
Shooting you off.
Shooting me off.
I agree.
I was trying to hit, bro. And then the explosion guy would hit me. And then if I went for the boss, then the two guys above him were shooting down on me. I was like, okay, all right, bro.
I'd actually argue my critique of that dungeon would be what you get out of it. Because when I got it, I was like, oh shit, the bazooka? And then I shot it. It's called a bazooka. But it's just a harpoon. I was like, that's my critique of it. That was ass. Yeah, it was ass.
I went through all that for a gun that's not even a bomb. It's not even an RPG. Like, bro, it looks like an RPG. You put it on your shoulder like it's an RPG. When you fire, it's like an arrow.
I thought the section leading up to the boss was fire.
Yes.
When they're shooting it in the fire. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool, bro.
That part was cool where you're like, oh, you see the boss like at the far end, right? So
and you're dodging everything the way to get to him.
Yeah, I'm talking about when you get into the arena, and then there's the two guys who are on top shooting down on you. Then you got to curve around. You know what it is? Slap.
I didn't struggle with it because I think I stayed with Theo. I can go invisible, so like I just went straight to them.
I didn't have that. I'm playing. Okay,
I can see how if you're not invisible.
Look at you. You played in different ways, so you ain't struggle.
Favorite shell? That's a good question.
I'm punching people. That's it.
Theo, my favorite one.
This man over here on easy mode, and he's like, "Oh, so you're a problem with it?"
Yeah, he got invisibility. I'm over here literally punching people close.
I have to earn the invisibility. You have to perfect dodge. What are you talking about?
It matters. The fact that you have it.
Why are you even talking shit? Didn't you just watch me beat the sword, dude? I sat there and parried the entire time.
You get to dodge.
You saw me get quiet. No, I don't want to hear that shit, bro.
No, you get a dodge. Okay, if we're to rate it, I think Theo is the easiest one out of all of them, at least from what I've seen. No, I'm sorry. Big Boy, he's probably the easiest from what I've seen. I've seen two people stream. I'm like, Big Boy giving you free health.
The one who heals himself, that's Mickey mode.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That's the easiest. Then I'll say Theo. I'll say the hardest one is, I'm not gonna lie, Monk Guy kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie.
I think Janessa's the hardest.
No, he not.
Yes, he is. JG.
No, he's not, bro. That shit easy mode, bro.
JG, I can't use my sword. I even have to punch. I gotta punch people to death.
That shit easy mode.
And then I got a combo. JG, the whole gameplay mechanic is I have to be at 20% health or less for the triggers to happen. I gotta be at low health. I gotta put myself in harm's way to get my result.
You can literally set him up where you can like almost infinitely just punch niggas, bro, and they can't do nothing.
That's skill. If I'm a high risk, high reward.
He's pretty easy. I mean, it is high risk, high reward.
I will say, I do agree with Watts. I think I saw what Watts was playing. Whatever the homegirl was her name? Janessa? Yeah, that one seemed hard as hell. That one was like,
her freaking clone. You're like, okay. I was so excited. I'm like, she looks so cool. She's so sick. And I send out her clone, and she just goes and like whiffs, and I'm like, if I don't have an ability,
I think you got to do.
You might have lost your job.
Yeah. You had to do some leveling up because apparently they not nothing at like the beginning. You gotta like give them the option.
She is actually bugged. Like with certain weapons, her
Yeah.
clones just like straight up do not hit things. So
Oh.
they have to fix the tracking on certain weapons with her clones.
I feel like
She's
it's like,
really cool though, because you don't go hollow. You get to be like a different Janessa, and her gameplay changes.
Right. Yeah, it's
It's really
different.
I
cool.
feel like every shell has like a bug. Like Thiel has a
Yup.
bug. This one has a bug. And then I was gonna say the monk guy, he also had a bug on a boss where like I'm supposed to combo. So it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But then like there'd be sometimes I hit the boss and he would just keep repeating the same first animation. It'd be 1, 1, 1. And he wasn't comboing the full. And I was like, I don't know why this is, but it was only when I hit him at certain angles. Not like if I hit him in his back, I'm good. I hit him in the front, I'm good. But if I hit him on the side, the animation just kept resetting. I don't know if that's like every shell has like some sort of weird
Pause.
little problem.
So I've kind of settled on Sariel, who's like the necromancer guy.
That's why I said it was a complicated one. I didn't want to say the name, but yeah, that's the one who
He's
I
not,
was
he's not
necessarily
complicated. I just don't think he's that good.
No, I looked at every
he's
single.
so
I looked
sick.
at every single ability, and I'm like, all right. It was like, well, if you have 20% of pain, then this. I'm like, I'm not trying to do no freaking math.
Half
on this
his kid
stuff.
is him killing himself. I got off that instantly. I was like, no, thank you. Like he's not that.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm
It's just
good. I don't
annoying,
want to
dude.
play. I said I want to play like that. I'm good.
Dude, he's so sick. I have so the build that I'm doing with him at the moment is he's like a Bloodborne character. So you get recoverable health whenever that's what pain is. So when you
Gotcha.
use thorns or if you get hit, you get the gray health and you can get it back by hitting.
Right.
And then when you recover from it, it curses the enemy, which causes them to take stagger damage over time. So I'm just staggering the hell out of everybody. It's really, really fun.
I was gonna ask you, Watts. I know you
That's
said
a lot.
before you're like, I can't find a shell in the
Yeah.
gameplay I like. Did you?
Yeah,
is
she was
that
saying.
the one you found?
Sariel
that's
is
the one?
the closest
Okay.
one for
so
me.
it
I
wasn't
think,
Janessa.
yeah.
It wasn't my
It
recommendation.
wasn't-
You're like
no.
Janessa.
Janessa just doesn't work. I would have to
Okay.
pick a weapon that works with her clones. So kind of limits me a bit.
Gotcha.
I know this has nothing
Is
to
that-
do with what we're talking about, but this motherfucker is wilding on the timeline. He dropped another GTA 6 trailer. But go ahead.
Hot off the presses? Just now?
Yeah, I can put it in the group chat, bro.
Oh, dang.
Go ahead. Let me see. Let me see the bomb.
Put it in the Google Doc.
You just said like, I hate to tell you, y'all, another plane hit.
Another plane hit the
Hit
tower. This
Rockstar.
dude is wilding, bro.
Oh man, it's gonna get worse. We're gonna get to it, but
Mhm.
You didn't.
I mean, like-
Before we move on, I feel like everybody talked about what they liked and disliked, except for you, Watts. Did you have any specific gripes with the game?
yeah. What do you hate?
The two Grisha fight in that tiny ass arena. I hate that.
Oh, they jumped you. Yeah, that one was annoying. The
'cause
camera.
The camera's
camera's
real
bad.
bad there.
Camera's always gonna be a problem, bro. You're worse than
It reminded me of the double Rancor fight in Jedi Survivor. I don't know if you played the one.
It was rough, man. That was rough. So yeah, sometimes the camera, I'm like, oh my god. I actually really don't like the Cester enemy. They were a pain in the ass in Mortal Shell 1. It's just because they go into their parry stance like while you're mid swing. So then they parry you and then you're stuck. And it's like,
you're stuck
okay,
in
so I have to wait for you to hit me, and then I gotta wait to see if you're parrying.
Here they
So
go.
they're just kind of
I'm gonna wait. And they're like, all right, you ain't doing it. Okay, here,
I'ma hit you
start my
now.
hit again. I'm like, bro, get out of here, man.
Just pump
Yeah.
faking you the entire time.
I hate those enemies because that's not the first time that I've seen an enemy like that. Not the first type of
Yeah.
game.
But
Yeah. But I think besides that, I'm having a really good time. I would love more weapons. I think having more weapons would be cool. Because it's not like a huge amount of weapons. Which they're a small team. It's fine. But I would love to get like an expansion or something that adds like 2 shells, a slew of weapons, tar stones. That'd be cool. There's a lot they could do.
I feel like just as soon as I started getting my build together, I was like, I realized I explored all the map and I got the majority of like the dungeons, and I was like, oh, the game's over pretty much. I got 2 more bosses, and then apparently there's like 1 area, so I could probably beat it like in another stream or 2. So like I would like to see them expand just a little bit more, not just in terms of variety with the enemies, but like the size, because I wanted to explore the world more. But I was like, damn, you could tell when you're getting towards the end of the game. I was like, oh, they weren't lying when they said it's 30 hours because I'm at 28. I was like, I feel like, I'm at the end.
It might actually be like right on 30.
Yeah, but overall, we recommend this one.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
100%.
8.5 right now.
Easy recommend.
That's how I feel too. 8.5. That's how I feel right now.
I think the reviews are pretty straightforward. I'd agree with what people said. The average scoring ones. I was like, yeah, I agree. Hey, devs, when you make the third game, we got to double down on everything. That means 2 shells at the same time, and we can swap between them in the middle of combos.
Okay, all right, all right, yeah.
Or also do the trick weapon thing that Liza P did, or like Bloodborne, make some trick weapons. Make it. I saw you did the axe katana. That was cool. Let's do more weapons like that.
Oh my god! I was like, oh, they were serious with the name of that. I didn't think that they were serious with that.
Make more weapons like that. Ew.
I have faith there'll be a third game because I saw the community manager Woot tweet out that it had peaked the other day at like 35,000 players on Steam, and I think the first game they said peaked at like 10,000, so it tripled the first game already in the first week. So like, and then you got to add the console, and I think it'll be okay in terms of sales.
I think that beta really did it for them, to be honest.
Bring demos back.
Not only was it a beta, but it was a hefty beta. Like we got a lot of content in there.
It's pretty much the whole first area.
Got people hooked. Yeah, pretty much. So I wouldn't expect them to be able to even play that much. So I think that's what really did it for them. So yeah, bring betas, bring demos back for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, that is our opinion on Mortal Shell 2. We all agree. Definitely check it out if you're looking for something fun to play that also respects your time. This is definitely one. Just understand there's a little bit of jank with it, but that's not all the soul slop we're going to be talking about today. We got more soul slop, but this kind is exclusive to the Nintendo platform, and only one person here that I know of played it. I don't know, Jay. Did you get to play, Jay?
No, I didn't get a Switch 2. I decided not to.
Damn.
Being responsible.
I wasn't. And I was like, I can't run out and just go get a Switch 2. And then some things happen, it's personal things. I was like, no, I can't do it.
He says that while you got a Switch in his background.
I was going to say, I see it right there.
Yeah, no, that's what I wanted to sell right there. I wanted to sell that right there.
So that means we're going to toss it to Watts to talk about the Duskbloods, which is a new PvPvE game from Miyazaki and the team from Software. There were some network tests. Really hasn't been much revealed about this game, but we got the inside scoop. So give us the 411. How are we feeling about it? What is it? What is the game?
Oh, yeah. So, okay. All right. I'm going to sound a little crazy. I'll try and break it down. But this game is inspired by like a tabletop RPG. So, when you're trying to explain a complicated tabletop RPG to someone at the first time, and you're like, okay, so there's like 7 ways that you can reach the half level of victory, and then you do this, it's going to sound like that a little bit. But I think I played enough to where I can like dumb it down a little bit. So, there's going to be 8 people on a map. I'm speaking on just the network test because there are going to be other modes, different ways to play in the full game. So I'm just going to be talking about this one kind of mode and map to keep it simple. So there's going to be 8 people. You pick a character. Each of the characters has a specific melee weapon and ranged weapon that they can use. They also have access to 2 abilities, one of which you can use right from the beginning of the game, and another you get access to as you level up. They also have 2 passives. So passive can be something like you do more damage to people when they have more points than you, or you are harder to target from far away. Like, it's not super crazy stuff, just like a little extra that locks down the character's playstyle. So you pick a character, you load into the match, and there's going to be 3 phases of you being on this map. So the goal that you are doing through all of these phases is to level up your character by just killing enemies and leveling up, getting armaments to add to your weapons, so you can add like poison, lightning, stuff like that. You can also kill things that will enable you to level up your abilities, kind of like a roguelite, where they do more damage or they have like a shorter cooldown. You can also get things that give you passives like a roguelite that will give you more stamina regen, or when you guard, it will spit out poison, kind of stuff like that. And then the other thing that you're doing is you're trying to get these points called virtue points. So every phase, except for the first phase, so phase 2 and 3, they are going to knock people out of the match if you do not have enough virtue. So at the end of phase 1, everyone is safe. But at the end of phase 2, they knock out 2 people with the lowest virtue. At the end of phase 3, they knock out 3 more people with the lowest virtue. So there's a bunch of different ways that you could get virtue. One of them is like just collecting these like things from these dead guys in chairs. You basically light their head on fire. They got a little candle and you just light the candle. That will give you, that's some like cheap and easy virtue points because you don't have to fight anything to get those. There's also like mini bosses that you can fight that will give you virtue and they'll also give you a level up. There's bigger bosses, which normally take an entire team, whole lobby to kill, that will give you a ton of virtue and a really powerful ability. And the way that works is if you engage a boss, it will send out a notification to every single person in the match and ask if they want to join you. And then they join kind of like a phantom. So you can't hit them, they can't hit you, you can only hit the boss, and then when the boss is dead, you all get teleported back to where you were. So it's kind of a cool way to have a big co-op boss experience without worrying about someone stabbing you in the back. So that's another way you can get virtue points. And then at phase 2 and 3, there's things that happen on the map. So one thing that's always going to happen is there's going to be a certain part of the map that is a ritual site. In the ritual site, this is the only place that you're actually going to get points for killing other people. So if you kill people in there, you get something called sword virtue, which is going to be just a bunch of points. Within that ritual site, there's also capture points. So think of it like a little King of the Hill mode, where you're going in there and you're capturing a site, you're trying to hold it down and kill people who try and take it from you, and that's going to get you a ton of points if you do that. At the same time, there's also random events that happen on the map. So one of them is something that's just kind of funny, where there'll be like a blimp in the air, and you can call in an airstrike you pick up a little radio and you go, wow, calling them to airstrike, please. And there'll be a massive airstrike in the area, which will kill you too if you're not careful. But it's just a nice way to kill a bunch of enemies. It's kind of like it's like calling in an AC-130. AC-130. Yeah,
wow,
it's kind of
we really are bad. My God, Miyazaki.
Just doing shit.
What a G, just throwing shit at the wall.
One of the other events is like stars will fall from the sky, and if you pick them up and you're able to hold on to them, you will end up with a ton of virtue points, but people will know that you are holding them. Another event is yes.
I was going to ask this.
Yes.
Why does it sound like Mario Party?
It's actually very similar to Kirby Air Raiders. If you've played that, you're running around the map, you're leveling up, you're doing a bunch of stuff, and then you all fight in one. Yeah,
people love that one, right?
Yes, it's probably most similar to that out of any game. It's
Kirby on top always. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of different events that happen. Also, a very important thing, which is not Mickey. You're gonna have to embrace your Mickey side a little bit for Duskbloods. There are these things called kin in the game, bunch of different types of kin. You attach one to you. You make a contract with one of them. And they're basically like a summon, but they follow you everywhere. So they're more like a kind of NPC friend that you're running around with. And a big part of the game is leveling them up because they get access to different abilities when you level them up. Like you might see this big guy in a wheelchair, very Mortal Shell, straight up the boss from Mortal Shell. They will get an attack where they can do a command grab and eat people if you level them up. Otherwise, they just kind of charge at them and whip them. So that's another part of it that you're dealing with. So all this time, when you get to the end of phase 3, if you've managed to get enough virtue points, you will go into a 3-person free-for-all in a pretty small arena, and you're going to fight to the death. This is not the only final round. There is also going to be like cooperative PvE final rounds, and there's also going to be ways to make it to where you only see the PvE final rounds if you want to. Like there's a bunch of matchmaking things you can do. But for now in the network test, you are fighting 2 other people and their kin, and you have 2 chances of dying. If you die twice, you are out, and that's how the winner gets decided. So it's a lot of stuff. Each match is about 30 minutes if you do the full thing. Each round is about 8 minutes. And the combat, the movement, so you can quadra jump. You have a dash, you have an air dash. The movement tech in this is very it actually plays out like Armored Core 6. So if you've played Armor Core 6 and done a bunch of like, if you've played the PvP at all, especially, it's very like stagger based. You're dashing in there and you're smacking them and you're going back and you're shooting them and you're building up the stagger bar. And then when you build up the stagger bar, you eat them because it's a vampire game.
So, let's talk about the dinosaur.
Yeah, the dinosaur. Samir.
What's the dinosaur do? What the dog do?
So the dinosaur is from a character called Samir. He's like an old man with a ring and like a stabby cane. His moveset is like a kind of like a rapier moveset, so you can go in, stab, dash back. He shoots a bird out at enemies, and if you do an attack right after shooting the bird, he'll do like a really fast dash. His other ability that he has is a spike that he sends along the ground and it shoots up. But his other ability that he has is the dinosaur, where you just turn into a dinosaur and you run at them and you grab them, and you can throw people out of the arena with that dinosaur, which will take one of their lives.
So is this like an acknowledgement that dinosaurs exist in the world?
Dude, I don't know. You got Zork, who stole an undersea cable and smacks people with it and flies across the map. You've got
so many like weird like
why is there a random Gundam
characters? Or just
I was not
a vampire
like
game.
all of these things.
Yeah, they're all vampires, right? Is that the thing?
They are. Yeah. So all of the characters can, when you build up a stagger bar, you can eat them, and it will add to your health bar. And they all can also roar, and the roar is kind of like a parry. So if you time it properly, when someone's about to hit you and you roar, it does a ton of stagger damage. So it feels so good to have someone putting a ton of pressure on you, and then you roar at them at the right time, and they get staggered, and you bite them.
What's your favorite aspect of the gameplay?
I think just the loop. It's just super, super addicting. Like, because the map it's really vertical because you have 4 jumps and you have a super jump. So learning the map and figuring out where to go to get these upgrades and where to go to get the virtue points and trying the different characters with the combat and just getting better at that whole loop so you make it to the final round more. It's just super addicting to try and figure out, because there's like, not only is the mode a lot to figure out, the map is a lot to figure out, and then each character has its own intricacies, and then there's also just like a ton of tech with movement in the game to learn. So I think it's just the addicting loop of getting better at it, because I think it has a really high skill ceiling.
How does this compare to like Night Rain's like level design? Like, is it the same style of like how, like, I should say more specific the DLC, because I know we played that. Is it more style like that, or is this level design like kind of like completely like different because it's more PvE? Because it's not really necessarily like just PvP, right? Like it is.
No, there's a lot of PvE. If anyone's trying to PvP you right away, unless they have a quest to do that, they're wasting their damn time.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're not getting points or upgrades. I would say it's really vertical, which the second map for Night Rain was more vertical, but it's even more vertical than that. It's like, it's crazy how, I mean, if you just think about people super jumping and jumping up 4 times, how much you'd want to do. It's super, super vertical. It's gorgeous too, man. The game looks really, really good. It's their art design in here is great.
How did it run? Like the online as well as just the general frame rate?
So the online is really good. Probably the best that From Software has ever had in their entire life.
I was gonna say,
really? I kind of would hope so.
It's like basically perfect. I've seen everyone saying that they haven't, like, the netcode is really, really, really good. Which kind of doesn't surprise me after hearing about the online play with Splatoon Raiders. People were saying that the online play for that was freaking flawless. Performance-wise, so interestingly, I don't know if this is a bug with the network test, but you know how so the Switch 2 has an option to turn on 120 hertz mode, where it will do 120 hertz where applicable. If you have that on, the game doesn't look as good or perform as good. So I turned that off, and it feels so much smoother and looks so much better. So it almost felt to me like they were scaling the resolution down because the 120 hertz mode was on, and my frame rate was also not as good. So normally FromSoft games, they're only going to get 60 max anyway. So hopefully it's a bug that they end up just fixing, so it's not a problem. But I would say that the frame rate is probably around 45 to 50 FPS.
Is this handheld or both?
Docked.
Handheld.
I didn't do handheld,
So handheld
but
might be worse than that. Okay.
but I would hope that they can get closer to 60. I will say though, it definitely felt higher than 50 after I did that change to it.
So the real
But yeah,
question,
it performs well though.
the real question is, then people are gonna ask, do you think this is a reason to get a Switch 2 for people who are on the fence?
If you are interested in this game, I would say yeah. Like if you're interested in FromSoft's like world design and lore and character design and boss design, I think that this is a game that you're gonna really, really love because it's just, man, it's got all the FromSoft stuff that you would expect, but it's got a really addicting, PvPvE loop in it. So it depends. Another thing that if you played Night Rain and you didn't like it and maybe you were lost and confused, this game has a lot of tutorialization. Like they actually have a map that you can go into as a tutorial, which is you versus AI, where you can explore everything and actually figure out how the game works, not in a real match. So you're not running around like, I don't freaking know what the hell is going on. And they said that Nintendo helped out with that a lot. So the tools are there for you to understand it before you jump into it. But yeah, I am addicted to this game. I played it for 4 hours. I would play it it feels like it's one of those games that I would sit down and have a 12-hour session and go, it's not enough. It's not enough. And there's quests too. So in the network test, you only have access to some really basic quests where one of them is you hunt down your sworn enemy and you kill them and you get more virtue points. Another one is you have to ally with your lost friend and you get virtue points. The way that you do that is you can just send people an invitation when you see them and it will pop up and they can accept it. Another one that a lot of people have had a problem doing because it's a little more convoluted is you can propose to or get proposed to in the game. So I was able to do it. I was playing as the Vietnamese lady Trang, and Samir came up to me and did an emote where he gets on one knee and has like a flower in his hand. And I saw that there was an interaction circle over him. So I walked over there and pressed it. And he goes, "Oh, my beloved," they said something. And then a thing popped up that said, like, you found your lost love or something. And then he invited me to an alliance. We played the entire game together because when you're in an alliance, you play the entire thing together up until the final round. And you share the virtue points. So the way it works out, which might actually get a little annoying, is so we were killing everybody. We slayed the entire lobby. We had a ton of points. When we get into the final round, we don't kill each other right away. We kill the other guy. So we group up on that guy and then we fight each other. So I think that's what you're going to see a lot with alliances in general is I think generally people are just going to attack the person that was not in their alliance and then they'll fight each other. Yeah.
Can you set alliances before you play in a match? Like, can you squad up and then say, "Oh,
yes,
let's go together"?
You can. Okay. You can. There is duos, so that you can get one other person and go in and be a duo. And
does that mean everybody's a duo on the map, or is it like it's a mixture of it could be duos and off? Like if I go solo,
I don't know actually. I know I'm not totally sure because it's a little not fully fleshed out in the network test. It might be both.
Yeah, I watched the preview and it seems like he's like Miyazaki was like. We're really flexible on this game. Like we kind of want to see how players react to it. And we're still like tweaking like ideas. We have all these like weird, they call them like wild cards. I think they always do this for every single game. They try like a wild card mechanic or something like that, like the wedding thing and some other stuff. So
the wedding thing was really good.
That's actually a really cool thing.
People were able to really do it because like I got proposed to. I couldn't see that this person was my lost love. They could see that I was. So
so they come after
are just killing the person.
Oh, this is like this like reminds me of like a little bit like mafia, right? Like your different roles and be like, "Oh, I know this person," but they don't know.
They don't know.
So like you can't really expose yourself to be like, I swear I'm not trying to kill you. I'm actually your ally, but the other person might take it the wrong way. Like, are you trying to kill me? Like, and they might kill you on accident. Yeah, that's actually cool. That's actually a really cool like meta type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was inspired by Catan, the game.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
Yeah. It's a weird game, man. There's a lot going on.
You sound super excited. So you buying a Switch 2, Ethos?
I'm getting for Fire Emblem. This is just free. This is bonus. Fire Emblem is what convinced me.
And we can duo Duskbloods.
Yeah, but yeah, I might as well pick it up. Duskbloods is just like, oh, even more excuse for me to get a Switch.
You liked Night Rain, so
I did like Night Rain. That's why I was curious because I was like, I know when we played Night Rain, we really enjoyed it. So I'm
it's
sure
not
like
like
I'm
the
just going to transfer it.
same, but it's a similar thing in that you're like running around the map trying to get various upgrades and level up and stuff.
Yeah.
And you are on,
that's what it felt like. Night Rain is like you're making a build while you're in this thing. So
and you are doing that as well.
Yeah.
It's just,
so is it like are you picking up like because it sounds like you already have the move sets? It's more like you're just gaining power, so you unlock your move sets. Is that how it works? Or is it
generally, yeah. There are items that you can get that give you moves. Like I killed this one Black Panther cat thing, and that would go drop you an item that allows you to like go invisible and teleport. So you kind of get access to abilities with killing enemies and picking up like powerful items.
So here's my question then. Yeah. We already saw how Night Rain didn't fully captivate everybody who liked Elden Ring. And then on top of that, we already know the PvP, I feel, segment of like from games is already small. Like, how does this game? And then you put it on an exclusive of one platform. Like, how does this do numbers? Like, unless like I'm assuming like it has to review as good as Elden Ring for it to be like to make people like, oh, like it's crazy. Like is From Software trying to just like you feel like they're just expecting that like this is probably a niche game that Miyazaki was just like, oh fuck, I want to make some PvP thing and it's a smaller team. We're not kind of how like I feel like right now they're experimenting right now. They're just like, okay, we finished Elden Ring.
In all of his interviews, he's basically like, I have ideas that I need to get out. And this was an idea I wanted to do, so I'm doing it.
Maybe he'll get
I can kind of answer that question, at least from my perspective, because I'm still on the fence after watching like multiple previews. It looks like there's fun to be had there, but what my biggest question is, how addicting will the gameplay loop be for me? And so I'm kind of on the fence. I want to wait for reviews to come out. And if there's like a general consensus that like, oh yeah, you got to be here, like the ranked is going to be fun, we're going to be on this crazy, then maybe. But like from watching it, my gut just tells me I'll enjoy it for like a week and then I might drop it. And then my Switch is just sitting there like collecting dust. Like I wasn't super sold on this. You've been quiet, Jay. What do you think?
I mean, from what I saw, it looks okay. I don't know. I'm really on the fence on how I truly feel about it. It looks wacky enough that like I'm intrigued because like some of the things I saw, like, yeah, I'm like, what the heck? Like Miyazaki and your team, like what are we doing here? But yeah, I kind of like feeling the same way, and that's why I was like really hesitant. Like, do I really want to get a Switch 2 just to do a network test, and then like there's a possibility that I might not like the game. Like I don't know. Like I don't want to just be like, yeah, I'm locked in just because it's From Software and Miyazaki. So I don't know. Like after seeing what I saw, I think that the gameplay loop sounds very interesting. It's nothing like what I thought it was going to be, because I did think it was going to be more like the realm of Night Rain, just with more people on your team, and then you end up meeting for like a PvP aspect. But it's something totally different, and I think that is unique enough that it might captivate some people. But do I think it's going to hold me in for a while? And is it going to be that Switch 2 seller for me like I wanted to hype it up to be? I just don't know yet. So I think the consistency is still not fully in for me yet, but I'm still keeping one eye open.
What are the chances that this ends up after a year ending up on PC or other platforms?
That's also what's going to piss me off, that it's going to get ported over.
Would that piss a lot of people off if it's like...
It's not going to.
Like,
Miyazaki has all but confirmed in the interviews that this is a Nintendo Switch thing, because Nintendo are working really closely with FromSoft on it. They're doing a lot of like feedback, the tutorialization, they're balancing a bunch of stuff. So it's not even just like, oh, we're paying you money, put your game on our thing. It's like an actual development collaborative effort.
Does it feel like more like Bayonetta? Like, does it feel like that? Like
I think so.
Bayonetta? Oh, okay,
yeah. So I don't think so. And it kind of sounds like Nintendo is treating Miyazaki real good. He's like,
I mean, other people
he's real happy.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I think
there's a lot of Bloodborne in this game too, which is really funny.
I mean, before we even saw anything, it like
I thought it
really
was
just screamed blood. Yeah, it screamed Bloodborne, and people were like, "What the hell? Nintendo's getting Bloodborne, and so they can't get it." Like it was on that type of top.
It's really interesting. It's definitely its own thing. You know, I would love to compare it to a bunch of things and be like, well, it's kind of like this and this and this and this, so people could get an idea. But it really is genuinely its own thing. And I think the thing with From Software that a lot of people get stuck on, and why a lot of people didn't attach to Night Rain, is that they think of FromSoft as Souls, and not necessarily like a studio that makes a bunch of different kind of experiences. Because Armored Core 6 is obviously very different, and then their original games are very different. So it's more so that you're going to get the FromSoft writing and production and the visuals and the world building and the feel of the game is going to be FromSoft. But the actual game, don't expect a Souls experience. It's really not that experience.
I'm not gonna lie, you literally just described me, because like when I think of From Software, the first thing that comes to mind is immersive experiences. So like when I was watching the IGN preview, I was like, oh, not only is this not immersive, it's a straight up multiplayer game, and it looks sweaty. I was like, I don't know if I'm mentally prepared.
It might
for
get
that.
a little sweaty. The Splatoon kids are gonna come and kill me, dude.
I heard double jumping, air dashing. I said, "Oh Lord, yeah, those are sweat terms."
And there's tech. There's techs
Yeah,
of like if you dodge at the perfect time, if you jump and then dash right at the right time when you're about to hit the floor, you get a different type of dash. There's a bunch of stuff that we're only scratching the surface of finding
enough.
out.
If Nintendo maybe was smart, maybe they market this towards like Smash Bros players. I think this could be a good like buffer for like a lot of the Nintendo Smash Bros. Like if they got like them like, hey, this game has air dashing.
I was playing it, kind of. Yeah. I was like, playing it, and I was like, this is kind of feels like Smash Bros. A little bit.
Like, you know, throw a little Nintendo collab in there. You just get Fox in there. Have him be a guest character in Duskbloods. Just Fox McCloud, boom, just in the game. And they all this funny, weird, you know, goofy shit. And might as well just throw Fox McCloud in it. And just say, hey, well, we gonna get these Nintendo guys. Put Falcon in it too. Put Falcon in it. Yeah.
Is it coming out this year or?
Apparently. Yeah. Apparently.
Okay.
November. Do it. I mean, it's a vampire, like, spooky game. I could see October, November.
Could be, you'll do it on Halloween. That'd be a fire, like, launch. It's on Halloween. Drop it. Yeah.
I'm going to be keeping my eye on this one. I'm definitely going to see what the reviews are going to say and see if it's got that addicting loop. Spider-Man.
Fire Emblem.
September
Fire
12th
Emblem
or something.
Damn.
When does that come out? You bought a Switch and you don't even know.
September 17th.
September 17th.
I'm going to get one. I don't have it right now.
Oh, yeah. You'll be responsible for talking about that on the podcast. Don't worry.
You're supposed to, too.
I'm not playing that game.
Oh, I thought you loved Fire Emblem.
Not as much as you. I'm not buying a Switch for that.
Did you love? I thought you loved Three Houses.
No, I loved Awakening. Was that the one on the 3DS?
The DS one? The
3DS one? Yeah. I haven't played it I haven't played it in a while. No, I didn't play Three Houses. I think Awakening's the last one I played.
Bro, please go buy Three Houses. I promise you, bro. You're going to get addicted to it.
Then I gotta find the cable for my Switch and plug it in.
Just have it handheld.
It's gonna say the battery's gonna die. You know the thing I really hate about the Switch? When your Switch is dead, it takes like 2 hours to charge that bitch. That shit is so slow, bro. I was like, oh my god, this is a 2017 console,
bro. I'm telling you, it will be one of your favorite games.
Then it'll be an Android. I don't want to.
If you finish it and you tell me you didn't enjoy it, I will pay you back the money that you paid for that game.
I probably would enjoy it, but let me be stubborn. Okay, I don't want to do it.
No, because you're already stubborn on so many games already. You owe us Wolf Among Us. You owe us quite a bit. So I mean, you might as well just add that one to the list. Another one.
No. I think I'm gonna do it.
I'll play Metaphor, and you gotta play Three Houses.
Plague's Tale is coming out. That's what I'll be playing. And I'm pretty sure I'm the only one that's playing that. What?
No,
you're not.
Oh, now you guys.
All three of us said we were going to
LARPers, chat. LARPers.
Oh, so you
somebody? Yes, I put the world on. I was the first to play that shit. Somebody came in my chat. They said, "Man, you've been praising Requiem for years. I finally played it, TBH. I literally cried at the end. I said, I know. I'm trying to put y'all onto this culture. Nobody's listening, bro.
Congratulations, you want a cookie, nigga? I'm playing the game. I'm playing the game.
LARPers.
I'm gonna be playing Neo 3 DLC.
Watch Josh will play it, JG will play it, I'll play it, but then when we tell you should play this thing, I got
What's the last recommendation I took from you guys? Well, let me think about it. Hellblade 2. Yeah, I'm not listening to y'all no more. I'm not listening. Hellblade's so fire, bro. That shit is so great. No, it wasn't.
Hellblade was so. Yes, her first Hellblade was
5-hour walking simulator. Oh, brother.
You see how you biased it? What did we tell him to play?
The original Hellblade, bro.
You didn't even play the first one. We told you play Hellblade 1. We said Hellblade 1 was really good. You didn't play that one. You said, I'm going to skip it for whatever reason. I'm going to go play the second one for no reason. That made no sense.
It's what I do.
It did what I do. All right.
It's supposed to be better. It's supposed to be better. More features, more story, more combat. It was nothing in that game, bro.
We recommended the first game.
4 hours in, I said, oh my God, I get it. She's crazy. Can we play the game or something?
Shout out to Dimitri in Watch Chat. She's Dimitri said that I am the least fraudulent gamer in GI. I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. I stick to my guns. I will play the stuff day one. I will play it for a little bit. I may not beat it because y'all know I'm busy, but I will play these damn games.
I try to play.
Yeah, I was like, we explained you, Ethos, in the chat. I was like, Ethos is the type of gamer that when he really gets into something, he will play the hell out of it. Even if it's old, he'll play some stuff day one if he really, really enjoys it. But other than that, he's backlogging a lot of stuff and he's playing some stuff with his friends. This man went back to Overwatch, so you know what type of time he on.
I'm guilty.
I'm like, that's the type of gamer that Ethos is. And we have accepted
that or League of Legends. I said I'll take Overwatch, please.
Yeah, that's a good decision.
I will take Overwatch. I had to pick a demon, man. I had to pick one. One demon, man, in my life.
Actually, I think League of Legends, side tangent, has done really well of making like very casual, fun, friend game modes.
Too bad.
Speaking of Riot,
it wasn't that great. Let's get into this news. Man. All right, so segueing into the news section of the show, let's talk about the biggest story of the past week. If there's any, listener, I don't know if you listen, if you wait for the podcast for like the latest news in the past week. In case you've been living under a rock, if you feel like you've had a bad week, I'm here to let you know. Nobody had a worse week than Rockstar. Rockstar and
maybe
Take-Two.
Netflix had a worse week.
Oh yeah. That's part of the umbrella. For those unaware, Rockstar is suffering what I'd argue probably the worst leak that I've ever seen in a video game. There's a gentleman outside there in the world he's called himself CyberLeak, and he claimed to have a build of GTA 6. And he threatened to release it if they didn't follow the commands. I have the commandments here, and to summarize it, basically he was demanding that Rockstar has better business practices, put out a disc version of the game, stop nickel and diming their audience, and just be better overall for the community. And there would be no negotiations, what he said. If they don't agree to these things, he's going to start leaking the game. And he started by proving it, releasing some stuff from like 2023, and the GTA Defense Force, the fans on Twitter were like, that doesn't matter, it's old stuff, and they were just excited to see stuff, talking about how great it is going to be the pinnacle of gaming. But then days later, he started leaking more stuff. He's been leaking it every day, and he proved that he actually has a more recent build from 2025. And the reason we know that he actually has it, he spelled his name into the wall, so it's not old footage. He did it using bullets, and then there was also new music playing, and you could tell the visuals looked a little bit better. So he proved that he had it. And then as of this morning, because this story keeps updating, he revealed that he has a kill switch. So if at any point Rockstar finds him, the game will be released into the wild if they don't follow his commandments, which is, being better to the consumer. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot to this story. We could talk about the gameplay, what we've seen. And let's start there. Let's talk about what we've seen in terms of the gameplay. And then let's talk about the ramifications for the industry. Because, I'm not going to lie, the way this motherfucker's moving, he's moving like a Batman villain. It's hard for me to even summarize the story. I really hope y'all were paying attention this week. It's crazy.
This is just insane, bro.
Let's start off with the gameplay clips that we've all seen. I'm gonna let y'all know, if you're watching the video version, I'm not gonna show nothing for legal reasons. They not playing. They taking that shit down. But if you want to see it, go on Twitter or Reddit. It ain't hard to find because they are constantly re-uploading it. I just stated earlier in the recording that they just uploaded a new trailer that I guess is going to be released probably this week, probably for the Netflix thing. I don't know. But Jay, you've been crashing out on Twitter. Talk about the gameplay. Is this the pinnacle of gaming? Grand Theft Auto 6 worth the 13-year wait?
No, from what I've seen, it doesn't look impressive to me. The funny thing is, again, the internet is very fickle. Again, you can blame it on the casual gamers, but you all are on the same social media that I am and are trying to, tell me that I'm wrong or that I'm dumb for expecting something, actually wanting something from a 13-year-old, developer. It's like, how dare me want something new and different. And again, I'm getting so many mixed opinions because earlier, we were reporting and people were like, GTA 6 will be, the best game. GTA 6 will push the needle because Rockstar always pushes the needle. And then we see the footage. And then people start telling me, oh, this dude right here wants to see something different. He want to see something different. Like this, this is going to be GTA. He was like, y'all seeing stuff that has shooting and guns and cars, and y'all are like okay now with having more or less the same experience that you had in GTA 5. So I'm just extremely confused as to what gamers really want, and that goes back to what we've been saying for a long time. Gamers truly don't know what they want because now you all are accepting for what you are seeing that this is going to be the same stuff, and you're like, well, fuck it, I just want it because it's GTA 6. So I'm just I don't know what else to say, but it didn't look like anything that was super unique or pushing the genre forward. It really did look like GTA 5 2.0. I mean, some of the early footage that we saw was Jason just going out of his house and shooting a basketball. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then he pulled out a knife in another one that was just, killing security guards. I said, all right, that's cool. And then he's driving around. I'm like, okay. And then he's driving an airplane. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, none of this stuff I'm seeing is screaming game of the year. None of this stuff I'm seeing is like, we waited the 13-year cycle for this. I think we will be having a different conversation if it didn't take 13 years. And I think that's the thing that like really gets me like to this point where I'm like, yeah, I would think after that long, I would be expecting something else. Again, you all need to look at what the typical cadence is for a GTA back in the day. None of the games ever took this long. None of them. Even Red Dead did not take this long, okay? We're talking 3-5 years tops between them, but they were really coming out with GTAs every 2 to 3 years. So just imagine from GTA 3 to GTA 5, it's 2 to 3 years in their life cycles between the next one. So for this one to take 13 years, hell yeah, I'm kind of expecting something different. I'm not expecting anything to blow me away because guess what? We're at this point that I really don't care. I'm fully in acceptance that if I'm going to play GTA 6 in November, I'm not going to get something that's going to really blow my mind. I've been of acceptance of that. But you all on the internet who want to argue, some people are saying that they're expecting something else. Some people are saying that now you are satisfied and you're actually fine with getting basically the same thing, but it's just in Miami now, and now you just have different protagonists. So that's where it just really confuses me. None of this stuff really does anything for me. And then on top of that, a lot of people were more upset with CyberLeak, which again, we don't know if this is one person. We don't know if this is a group. I'm just going to call it an entity on my last name. I was like, this entity of CyberLeak, right? You're right. People were mad about the whole crypto thing, right? They were like, oh, he doing a crypto scam. And then they were trying to push back and was like, oh, so you're okay with that? I said, So is this truly what this is? Are you all mad because he's trying to get you all to buy crypto and he's saying, hey, vote on what do you want to see next? Do you want to see me fly a plane next? Do you want to see me go to the strip club next? Is that the true reason? Or y'all saying that, oh, he isn't really about this life. He isn't really for the people because even though he put the commandments and claims that, he's going to take to because of the physical debts and the bad business practices, but he puts a crypto scam. Is that truly it? I'm like, you all need to understand that two things can be wrong. Both sides can be wrong, okay? Both sides can be wrong. So for me to be like, hey, what CyberLeak is doing is not doing anything for me, but I think that the fact that someone went this far, it is going after Take-Two. It kind of reminds me of me. Like if I could hack, I'm like, and I didn't care, and y'all just see me on the internet. I'm like, the way that I'm feeling, maybe some stuff would have went down. Because again, that's the stuff I've been preaching. But I would never do that because again, I have morals and integrity. I actually care about the video game industry. But I'm not mad at someone deciding to go after a big corporation like this. But I can also recognize and acknowledge, yeah, maybe CyberLink isn't really for the people. You know, maybe there are some chinks in the entity's armor, and maybe they are or do have multiple motives. I mean, they could be like, hey, I'm going to go after the corporation, but I'm trying to get some clout. I'm trying to get some money in the process. I just saw something recently that apparently they burnt like $1 million in their Bitcoin. So I'm like, it's a lot of things going on. So who knows? Like, the point is, I'm not here to be the moral police on CyberLeak. We don't even know who the hell CyberLeak is. I'm not here to be the moral police. But what I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, is I do not like Take-Two's business practices, okay? I do not like a lot of corporations' business practices. It's not just Take-Two, because we've been talking about this for a very long time. My stance is very clear. I'm not deviating from my stance. Someone else was like, oh, man, how would you feel if the developers put 13 years of work in and they get it leaked? I'm like, again, I care about this across the board.
Hey man, shut the fuck up. Listen, people don't care about the devs. We gotta stop that. They don't care about the devs.
Exactly. They don't.
You didn't care when they was getting crunched. You don't care they getting underpaid. You don't care. Get the fuck out of here.
What about the union? What about the union? What about the union? Y'all ain't talk about that shit. Yeah, y'all ain't talk about that shit. But when it comes to a freaking leak, now y'all care about the developers. That's why I said, bro. Yeah, that's why I said y'all are full of shit. I'm not deviating away from my stance. We've talked about this for a while. Like, y'all may see some tweets and think I'm on that bullshit. You can go back, watch the podcast, watch the streams. I say the exact same thing. I've not deviated from my stance. Anybody can go pull that up. You try to call me a hypocrite. It's not happening because I'm staying on it. I care about the people who have, over these past 6 years, who have lost their jobs because of the state of the video game industry and the way that people are acting. Okay, I care about all of it. I know people that are being laid off personally. I don't like it. So yes, going after the corporations for their bad business practices, I'm all for it. But I can at the same time be like, yo, CyberLeak, some of the things you doing, some of the ways that you moving, it's not right. And yeah, if we get to the point where we're leaking story stuff, then it's really gonna wake up. This is light work right now. I ain't gonna lie. If we start spoiling the story, then we really about to get some
he got
stuff.
the ending. He gonna post it.
I saw they said he beat the game. They said they beat the game. They said 9 out of 10. So it could get to that point. We don't know, but this is developing. So we may be talking about this next week. I know some of y'all said that y'all like hearing about GTA stuff and you skip. I respect it.
Different.
But this one is a little different. This is
like Ocean's 11 movies. This is what we're talking about.
If I could, go ahead, watch. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that yeah, I think it's possible to, exactly like JG said, that you can not like some of the stuff he's doing, collecting crypto. He had like the code on the screen, so you could like give him money. You could also give money to vote in the polls. But he did say, or whoever this is, the entity said, it's not about the money. He burnt a crypto equaling $1 million. He cannot use that to make the $1 million anymore. So yeah, you can disagree with it, and you can disagree with both, and it's kind of a situation that we've talked about a lot, where you can be excited for a game and also say, I don't like what they're doing. Like, you can have multiple thoughts about things at the same time. The way that I feel about it is, I think it's kind of funny. Speaking of the employees, they were all told that they had to return to office, and they were not allowed to even have access to their emails or anything, so that stuff wouldn't leak. And that's actually been really rough on the employees, because if they needed to take like a half day where they had to take their kid to the doctor or whatever it may be, they couldn't just come home and access their emails while they're looking after their sick kid. They had to take a full day off, and then they would have to crunch to catch up on the work that they missed. So the fact that he has the worst leak we've seen Rockstar have, and they had all of these things of the union busting and the you got to return to work so there's no more leaks, and we're not doing physical because we don't want things to leak, and it's the worst leak. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, like that's the one thing I want to hold on to. Watch. Friendly reminder for if you're listening to this part and you are a GTA fanboy and you just don't like what we're talking about. Rockstar told you the reason they're not releasing it on disc, meaning you cannot physically own it, is because they didn't want the game to leak. At what point do you take a step back as a consumer and say, God damn, the corporation lied to me? It's not
still freaking leaked.
Yeah, it's not true. It was always about control. Now, kind of going back to what JG was saying.
Asses do be bouncing now, though.
I would hope so.
I've seen the jiggles.
I've seen the jiggles.
13 year worth away.
They're not very good at twerking.
13 years worth the jiggles that were promised to us 13 years ago.
I seen a TikTok where dude was like, man, these leaks weak as hell. Leak the fucking, it was last night. Leak the goddamn strip club. And then he did it this morning. I was like, that's really what they care about.
And then he ended with a cutscene. So it makes me wonder if the next one will be I
love that he picked the cutscene. They ain't gonna find me, man. I use a VPN.
That was definitely a shot. Yeah, that was definitely a shot.
It was.
What's the name? I think for this situation, kind of going back to what JG was talking about, this is like the duality of man. And I think the whole Rockstar leak has proved to me once again that we are in a media literacy, critical thinking crisis, because what I hate about the internet is everything is so black and white. There's no nuance to the situation. Kind of like what Jay was saying, where he was like, people are saying that it's all about the clout and he's just trying to rob you for the money. He doesn't care about the man. And to that, my counter argument to that is, what if he's a piece of shit that also has some type of moral compass, right? This is a thing that exists. We absorb this media all the time. The Punisher, Venom, Robin Hood. There are so many of these characters that are like this, where like they do things that are good, but then they also do things that are bad. They're called fucking anti-heroes, right? So what if he actually is anti-corporation? He doesn't like the way you and I are being treated by these corporations like EA and Rockstar and Activision, but also he's a fucking crypto scammer. I mean, statistically speaking, you listening, your dad probably is a great father to you, and he might have cheated on your mother. Does that make him a bad father? It's the duality of the man. There's two things can be true at the same time. So like, I feel like people got to take a step back, and it's like, yo, that meme is really starting to become a reality with the fat white guy with the knife. And it's like, get back, my favorite, my $1 billion company. Stop defend. They lied to you. We just established they lied to you. This could be a duality situation where he's got a lot going on. Now, as far as the gameplay, let's dial it back. I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum with Jay. Like, my expectations were pretty low for this game. My expectation for this game was, I always thought it was going to be GTA 5, but like with slightly better graphics, like a new coat of paint. And from the footage we saw, yes, it is an earlier build from 2025, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the game is gonna look that much better than what we've seen on social media. It looks like GTA 5 with a beauty mod on it. It does look better, but it doesn't look like a 13-year worth wait. And then the gameplay we saw, he was driving around, he was shooting. He was at the gas station. They was playing music in the car. The new strip club footage came out. It looks like GTA, and there's nothing wrong with that. But from what I saw, and I'm not saying the final product would be that, because if the story's fire, that's going to take it to a different level. But I'm just, based off what I saw, I was like, oh, it looks like a solid 8.5. It looks exactly like what I thought it would be. I was like, yeah, this looks like GTA. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I do think there is an element of, we got to stop acting like there weren't a lot of people on social media talking about like, oh, GTA 6, we're going to go to the moon. We're going to get Voltron. We're going to become Power Rangers. We're going to be shooting lightning. Like people have been talking crazy for the last decade about what to expect from GTA. And now that you physically see it, now you're trying to change the answer and be like, oh, no. This is what I expected. Now, if that's genuinely how you feel, I'm not talking about you, but there is a large portion of the audience. We cannot act like it doesn't exist. And it's to the point where like, I'm starting to realize that my issue is it never was with this game. I think it will be a good game. My issue has always been with Rockstar and the fucking stands, not the fans, the stands. You guys are fucking insufferable, just like the Black Myth Wukong community. And it's like, yo, just let the game come out and let's judge it for what it is. Yeah, fuck Black Myth Wukong. I was like,
You just had to throw that jab out there.
Does
Here's a
suck,
jab.
man.
Because they're on my nerves too. But like,
Annoying.
to be fair, I want to make it 100% clear. Based off what I saw, looks like a good game. Does it look like a 13-year worth wait? I don't know about that. Is it this like? Did I see $100 worth there? I don't know, and we still don't know anything about the online. But it looks okay. It looks okay. I'm excited for it to finally come out.
We still know why they took 13 years, man. Because them shark cards, online, RP, they literally had no motivation. They had no motivation to come out with GTA 6. Literally none. If they're making $500 million every year, come on, man. I mean, just do the math. Just do the math. You didn't need to rush another game. I mean, it's finally gotten to that point, but even still, they could have milked it for another 2 years if they wanted to, and you all would have kept going. But it really got to a point where it's like, all right, well, we finally need to come out with something new. But and I think that's it may really, at this point, from what we've seen, it may hinder them in the end. But I think because this game is so large, it's not going to hurt their pockets any. Because again, look at all the people who are defending it. They don't care at this point. They're like, hey, just give me something. They just need something that they can play. So when November 19 comes, just play your game. But I don't want to hear anything about game of the year. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, I was expecting this and I got this. Because from what we're seeing so far, your expectations should be low. Your expectations should be low.
I don't even want to hear nothing about best looking game. I'm seeing that in the comments of like the leaked video. Oh my God, this really is the generational jump we've been waiting for. This game is so amazing. Like, the game doesn't look better than Expedition 33. I'm sorry.
It's kind of AI. I'm not gonna lie.
Some of it was legit AI.
Like I let it stare at it a little bit. I'm like,
It's shiny.
I think one of the issues too is the average GTA fan is just misinformed or doesn't know what they're talking about, because these are the only type of games they play. They've been waiting for it. I had got a comment on one of my videos that I uploaded talking about the GTA leaks, and dude was like, what the fuck is it? He left a whole paragraph. He's like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? He's like, no, we didn't get GTA 6 because of shark cards. We got it because they're taking their time on it. He's like, nobody's buying that stuff. And I'm like, yo, this is, I don't know, for those unaware, I swear I'm not trying to be an asshole. This is public information. The earnings calls, you guys are buying shark cards. They sell 10 million copies a year across all platforms of GTA 5. You are buying the disc regularly and you are buying the shark. It's all public info that's reported quarterly. So it's like, for them to leave that comment, it's like, I can't get mad. It's more so I'm like, oh, you just don't know. Like, you're genuinely just ignorant. Like, and I think it kind of goes back to what Ethos was talking about like a podcast or two ago. A lot of these people that play these games don't view it as like art. It's just something to do after work. So they're not in the know about a lot of the things that are like going on in terms of like the industry. So it probably comes across like we're haters when they hear us talk about the thing that they've been waiting for 13 years for. But I want to hear your thoughts.
They have their standard thing. We're haters and we're broke. That's their go-to every time.
I love it. Those are my favorites.
We're like, I guess the irony of this all, before I toss you to Ethos, is all you GTA stans that were making fun of the PC players, saying that, oh, you guys aren't going to get it, consoles are going to get it first. PC got it first. It's looking like it's about to get, because this man said that he's going to leak that version if some shit happens. The PC version might come out first. But what's your thoughts? You quiet, Ethos?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a ball on Twitter. I've been making memes. I've been enjoying every second of this. I think I love the chaos of it. Yeah,
y'all sound like me now. Like, I'm usually the one that's like, I love the fuckery, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't think it would get to this point though. Like, we were kind of in agreement, like that we wanted to see the chaos. I like this.
This is positive. I want to say this is positive, and I'll tell you why. Because if you go back a couple of weeks ago when we had the podcast, it was depression. When we were talking about all the negatives of what GTA will bring about, and like the potential ramifications of GTA with all the business practices done, how it might normalize what potentially could be happening in the next 5 years, is terrifying. And to see that a company is now getting not only backlash from just a performative standpoint on Twitter and stuff, but actually watching them have to deal with something that is actively punishing them for those actions is beautiful. I love it. I love the action of it. Like I said, I love the message. The messenger, I don't give two craps less, to be perfectly honest with you. As long as his result and what he's doing is affecting the result I want to see, then I don't care who it is, all right? Bro, if I find out bro kicked the puppy, I'm like, damn, that's a bad person. But hey, he's screwing over a corporation, I'm going to let him, I'm not going to snitch. That's the crazy part. I saw people on the timeline straight up being like, I'm a snitch. I'm all here doing my own forensic investigation like I'm L from Death Note.
You know, they sound like those people like, I don't know if y'all know, but like the FBI supposedly had MLK's phones tapped and there's rumors that he was cheating on his wife. They sound like those people, right? Man, I don't fuck with MLK because he was cheating.
Right.
That sucks. I'm not gonna lie. It sucks. But I think what he did was a little bit more important. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, how can I quickly get a whataboutism to ruin the character of the person that's doing the action because it's personally affecting my own personal worldview. And I don't want to deal with that. So I'd rather just try to demonize this person as much as possible to make it sound like you're bad for supporting that person. I don't support the crypto. I don't like crypto bros at all. I make jokes about how crypto's stupid or make jokes about crypto bros in general. But I will say is that what you guys said is true. He could be a dumb crypto bro, but at the same time, if what he's demanding from Rockstar is true, the tenets, and he's like, if you guys, and he gets that result of what everything he said that tenet, all I read that entire thing on his website. I said, yeah, I agree. Everything you said in there, you didn't lie. You didn't make. I get if he just said some bullshit. Now you could say, well, it's that or the other. I look at it a little bit like Little Caesars, right? You ain't mad 'cause Little Caesars was there for you. I wasn't even mad when they raised the price. So if my boy's getting a little bit of a bag on the side while he's screwing over a big corporation, I'm gonna let him rock. I'm not giving you no money, but I'm not gonna lie, you get a little bag off of this, you're gonna have to hide for the rest of your life.
If you paid him crypto, I'd argue you deserve to get scammed. But go ahead.
Yeah.
110%.
And I hear all these people talking about, there's all the, obviously, and I believe it. I believe there's like all these massive big streamers like Aiden Ross. So they probably have agents or people who are trying to get contact with this person to be like, I need to play this game before everybody else does. Because obviously it will be the video of the year. If you say I got access to it early from this person and I played it and they describe it something like that, that will be like, you know.
There's a report Aiden Ross paid $350K for the build.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Wow.
Yeah. But I believe it. I believe Kais and that. I would not be shocked if a majority of the biggest people, Mr. Beast probably has somebody trying to hunt him down, his communication.
And are y'all gonna be mad at them? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're probably not gonna be mad at them when they say I had early access to the builds. And I'm talking about my experience of You guys won't have probably a double stand for that. But what I'm trying to say, which is very important, is that at the end of the day, all the irony of this is just wild. Kind of what Watts said. You don't care about the devs. I hate that argument. You guys use devs when it's convenient for you. When it helps with what you want, you'll use the devs as a shield. But then when something happens that you don't like, oh man, you'll be the first one to shit on devs, say they should be fired. Also, let's not point out, Rockstar already laid people off. And to think that if this affects the devs, they're going to get laid off from this. I guarantee you, Homeboy and the CEO and the rest of the C-suite already got the layoffs plan ready to go. The moment that game launches, they will be cutting their workforce immediately because they will not need that many people after they finish working on GTA.
And who will speak up? Not them.
And I better see one of y'all meat writers be the first ones criticizing that, since y'all want to talk about, we care about the devs. When the devs were being accused of leaking secrets because they wanted to talk about how they didn't like that they were probably going to have to crunch for GTA 6, I didn't see any of those same channels, any of those big following channels talking about this to me like this is messed up GTA. No, y'all just want them. Y'all see devs as just a byproduct to get the thing that you want. You only want them to shut up and dribble. You want them to make the game, shut up about any sort of personal issues and plights that you're dealing with, and just make my goddamn game. And then when something bad happens with a big old corporation that's preventing you, you want to cry about it. If you want to cry and talk about the leaks are personally affecting you as a gamer and a consumer of that, shut the fuck up. That is the most first world crybaby shit I've ever heard. My boy, it is the internet. What did Tyler say? Close your fucking laptop. If you're that concerned that you're about to deal with a leak, then close your fucking laptop and stay off of Twitter. It's that simple. When people are spoiling all of Marvel movies, what can you do? Just turn off your laptop and just don't look at the internet if you're crying about that much. I personally think, and this is what I said, listen to me, Lee. If you are really about that life, I swear to God, I will, bro. I'm like Kratos right now. My life is yours, bro. If you drop a PC version of this game before Rockstar, or drop it the day that GTA 6 drops, for people that are talking about it's not going to matter, Rockstar's getting a lot of money, I'm telling you this, and I'm willing to put money on it. If he drops the PC version, that will impact the bottom line. Period. There's no way you can tell me with a straight face that you think that GTA is going to be perfect. Are they going to make a lot of money from console players? Yeah, absolutely. But when the firestorm of the news comes out that there's a free version of GTA on PC and a multitude of PC gamers, you not only have
also a lot of console gamers got PCs now too. So
yes, a lot of them got PCs, but also on top of that, think about they're already betting on that they're going to double dip from the PC version. How are you going to convince a bunch of PC gamers to want to buy their product now, unless you're a shill of Rockstar, when literally all of them have already seen the game? and played it. And the second thing I think will burn it through is drop the story leaks. I think at this point, if they're not going to be, if they're going to keep the same type of attitude and they ain't caught you, my boy, you need to start dropping some straight up, some spicy spoilers. Like, I'm not saying like save the ending for the last, like spoil that shit on the last week. Like really, like you got to blue balls these people. You got to make these people who are really excited for this shit, who are crying about it, you got to make them like really way to the top and then literally just kill it. And for people that say it's not going to matter, I want to remind you of what happened when Last of Us 2 leaked and when they found out Joel died. And I want you to imagine.
No, man.
That was bad. That was really like it was bad. Like you can see the behind the scenes about how that affected the studio when they found out that the thing leaked and how and the reaction, the blowback was insane. So, but I don't think it's a 1-to-1 because I feel like Last of Us is a very story focused thing that really care about the characters. No one, I already said before, most Rockstar stands can't even read. Have no reading comprehension. So I highly doubt that if you show them a cutscene that they're even going to care, to be perfectly honest with you. A majority of them that I think that care about GTA are really thinking about the online. That's what they care about. That they're just imagining the online RP experience. That's what they're really
I'm going to make it out my mama basement this year.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, which is what I said before, that's what's got to happen, man. And I said it in my tweet. I said, bro, if the result happens, if you can either A, make Rockstar take some sort of knee or actually capitulate, I highly doubt it. I think Rockstar's just going to say, hey, we just going to have to take the blow. But just to know that maybe potentially it fucks up their stocks or fucks up their original estimates just a little bit will just bring me great joy. Do I think it's going to stop GTA from selling 1 billion copies? No. But I will say the PC version will fuck up their bottom line, without a doubt. Anybody with any sort of who's just trying to look at it objectively, I think that is the most damaging thing that potentially he could do is actually dropping a free version of the game on the launch or before launch. It's really damning, especially and I think hilarious that if PC gamers got access to GTA 6 before GTA 6 came out, the memes would be legendary. Absolutely legendary. And this man will go down in the Hall of Fame. This entity, will go down in the Hall of Fame forever. For people that are trying to act like, oh, he'll disappear once the trailers for Netflix and stuff that come out, I don't think so. I think, like I said, he might just be waiting for the Netflix thing to come out. The worst thing can happen is anytime Rockstar tries to pre-plan some sort of marketing, if he times his leaks or times any sort of big bomb he has about the game before that happens, it's going to be devastating. So, and I personally, I empathize for the people who have been busting their ass. I get it. Trust me, I get it. But I wouldn't be shocked if some people in that studio, not only are they frustrated, but I think they're also in the back of their heads, they're like, we probably deserve this. Like, not them personally, but they're like the entity, the company deserves this. And again, I cannot stress this enough. This is something where this is a long time coming. This is a decade of literal anger that's been building about Rockstar. And unless you're a stan, I don't think you truly understand how many different ways Rockstar has pissed off the gaming community through a multitude of mains. And it's not Rockstar, but even Take-Two. You have the 2K angle, but also you have with Rockstar, you have, which is the big thing. We've waited 13 years for this damn game. Shouldn't have taken that long. It's not because of the quality. We know because we saw the leak of the financials. We know why this was. So anybody who's just going to be straightforward knows it was because of money. So we got the greed aspect. We got also that Rockstar has literally abandoned any other IP except for Red Dead and GTA. We haven't heard. No, I don't even heard the utterances of a Bully, Midnight Club. These are franchises that
Agent, that night game they were working on.
Yeah. Gone. None of them. They do not want to make any of these other types of games. I think we'd be in a completely different world if GTA, while the 13th year thing was going on, and they dropped the Bully in between, or they dropped a Midnight Club. I don't think half of the things that would be happening right now would be people mad at them. But so you have old fans who are pissed at them. You've got also all the people who are like hardcore. I hate the modern gaming industry. I hate how greedy it's become. You have become the poster child of that, and you've been the poster child of that for years, but you're literally the highlight of that. And that because now you've become what effectively why I think a lot of mainstream Americans hate banks, hate Wall Street, this idea that you are too big to fail. And because you think you're too big to fail and that you can just do whatever you want and you just trample over norms, you can trample over pricing, you can do the very thing that I thought all gamers said was sacrilege, which is you do not hide content on the disc day one. You don't take content off the disc day one. You don't reduce the value of it to force people to pay more money to get access to the entire experience of the game. That if EA done that, you already know what happened when Battlefront 2 did that. They got crucified for it. What happened when Ubisoft did that? They get crucified for it. But because Rockstar, in your experience from a game from 13 years ago, was the best thing you've ever played since sliced bread, God bless your heart if that's true. But since it's the greatest shit since sliced bread for you, now you think that gives them a pass to just do whatever they want. And this doesn't even include the recent fuckery they're doing with the physicals. Like, this is all a combination of multiple different groups of gamers. Because there could be a gamer who's mad about the physical stuff, who's now mad at Rockstar. There could be a person who's been mad because they haven't gotten a bully game and whatever, mad at Rockstar. You can have all these different people who are not necessarily part of the same groups, all just beating down on Rockstar. So when you sit there and you act like, I don't know where this hate came from, or you think it's just, it's just what we usually talk about. Oh, this is just a group of grifters who are just fake mad about it. No, there's genuine anger going on here. And if you guys can't see that or acknowledge that, what'd you say? You're Stan. You're just cooked. I don't understand how this is hard to say. You can say GTA, has some really bad practices, but the thing I'm sick of is I'm sick of y'all trying to do the equivalency where you're just like, GTA is a jacked up, it does some messed up practices, but this guy's messed up too, and so because I'm just gonna ride the fence on this. Like, no, stand on something.
I had before we started recording, I was streaming and I was talking about the leaks on stream, and I said the same thing I said on the show. I was like, it looks like an 8.5. It looks like a good game. Nothing mind blowing here. And somebody in the comments has said, he's like, watch when the full game comes out, TBH. We're gonna make you eat your words. And like, I had to pause the game. I was like, bro, this is the shit I'm talking about when I say it's getting really fucking weird. What do you mean I'm going to eat my words? Bro, get that corporate dick out your mouth. We're talking about a video game.
Also, what do you mean we? You didn't make the game.
Yeah, you didn't make the game, but it's like, okay.
Identity. They have a test to
I said, listen, even if I do end up being wrong and it's a 9, a 10 out of 10 and I end up loving the game, everybody loves the game. You know what will happen? I'll say, you know what? I was wrong. I had this speculation, but I ended up being wrong. And the world keeps spinning because it's a video game. But I was like, look how invested you are. You're telling me you're going to make, hey, buddy, you're going to eat your words. Guys, it's just video games. Fucking relax, man. It's a corporation. Why are you defending it so damn hard? I feel like this is like a new phenomenon over the last 10 years.
But here's the thing. If you think about the both sides, right? What you're saying, if you're a defender of Rockstar and this stuff, is just literally you're going to bat for a video game. That is that position. Think how insane that is. You're doing all this, you're doing tricks on it for a video game, right? On the other side, the people who are mad about this are mad about actual economic conditions and things that are going to affect them and their wallet. We're talking about stuff that's going to affect their ability to play and to engage in the hobby, and also the pricing and bad practices that impacts them, economically speaking, for them to be able to enjoy it. These are not the same. I cannot stress this enough. It is a false equivalence for people to act like these two entities, these two people who are arguing their positions, who are mad, who are defending or not, or anti-Rockstar or pro-Rockstar, to act like they're on even ground. They're not. It's like this. It's like what you're saying, TBH. Your the whole defense is just because you think this game is going to be the greatest game of all time, or you think it's going to be an incredible game, and because of that opinion, you think that everybody else is full of shit. And the other side's like, no, you're full of shit. I'm fighting for other reasons. Do I think there's a group of people who are anti-Rockstar who just hate Rockstar and like are trolls? Sure. But I think a majority of the reason why they're getting dunked on right now is because this is real life shit. This is not just stuff that's going to, and if you sit there, and again, if you're a pro Rockstar person, you know there's some truth to this because you understand that Rockstar is the top of the top. And everything falls from the top, especially in this industry. We've seen it happen over and over again where somebody at the top came up with this little stupid idea of this type of new monetization. And then what happens? It falls down. A new game genre happens. And what happens? Everybody falls in suit. So this is not theory. This is not it's a chance, or you're just guessing. This is proven track record that's happened multiple times. This is why we are where we are today. So I again, that's the thing that just irks me is when I see these people that I see people on Twitter or whatever, or even I'm making videos trying to fence it about it. When I said again, you weren't there, you didn't really care, you only care now because it's affecting what you want to enjoy. Shut the fuck up.
Kind of like to what you were saying, like, because I've seen a lot of people say, well, you know, NBA 2K is charging $100, $150 to pre-order the 2 different editions
fuck
this year.
Too.
You guys don't hate. First of all, yeah, fuck them too. Nobody likes that shit. But the reason why like people don't take them as seriously is going back to what Ethos is saying. NBA 2K is not influential. They're influential within the sports gaming community, but that's such a small subgenre within gaming. As a whole, they're a fucking joke. We laugh at them. So it doesn't matter what they do. It sucks, but it's only going to affect them. What Rockstar does is influential. It's going to affect everybody, which means your sports games are going to get worse. Your RPGs, your puzzles, your fucking action games, it's all going to get worse. And that's the point that's like, is it really worth it just because you think this game, friendly reminder, you think this game is going to be the greatest game of all time?
No,
like, it's a hell of a risk.
Everybody on the internet knows, bro. They know it's going to be
We're
the greatest,
all stupid,
man.
bro.
It's probably going to be a good game, like we've said.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone here has ever said that we think GTA 6 is going to be a bad game. It's going to be a good game. I'm sure.
I say I was a Rockstar fanboy. Like, I've admitted that. I played every GTA. I was actually excited to play 6. I played 5, and I was like, yo, the online was broken. I tried playing it, and then I was like, well, this doesn't make sense. I'm not going to continue playing this. This isn't the GTA that I wanted. I don't want to play a multiplayer GTA. So I left it alone. And then you go 2 console generations later, two more generations later, and y'all are still playing this game. And then we got a resurgence with the RP once the PC people got to it. And now we're here. Y'all just made them buku money for 13 freaking years. And now I'm just like, it's been so long, the luster had just went away because I don't play the game anymore. So it just literally at that point. But I played Bully, I played the Warriors. Like, I love those games. I played Manhunt. Like I was locked in with Rockstar for a long time. But I see the business practices. I would never expected them to keep rehashing one damn video game and then refuse to give us the next one until 13 years later. Nobody else sees anything wrong with that. They're like, oh, I've been waiting forever. But y'all don't see the other aspects as to how we got to this point. That's the crazy thing about it.
I want to say too, for all you stands or whatever it is that will probably say to me or try to say, oh, we'll see you at launch, or, oh, we know you still buying a copy. No, I'm not. I've said it. I'm standing on it. I will not be buying GTA 6. You quote me on that, double down on it, print it out, put it on your wall. I will not be buying GTA 6.
When you say stuff like that, I don't know why people don't, because like they
don't believe me. They think
the 2K27 got revealed this past week, and they revealed all the new stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, they actually look like they're trying this year. I don't know if it's because it's GTA or something like that.
It's because
they look like they're it looks like
a small window.
There's a bunch of cool community features that they're adding to the game. I was like, okay, I actually like this. And the chat was like, are you gonna pay that 150 to get the early access? I was like, no. Half the chat was like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. I said no. The only reason I was buying that $100 edition was because it had the NBA League Pass. And if you know, that shit is $20 a month. So I was getting early access with the game. I was getting VC, and I got to watch all the NBA games. That was actual genuine good value, but they removed it like 2 years ago. I haven't bought it since. I always wait till September if I want to get the game. I'm not paying no fucking $150 whole chat. No, you know, TV. I was like, bro, I don't want to play a basketball game that fucking bad.
Why do people apply their lack of self-control to you? Why do they
everybody else?
Yeah, why do they say everyone else? Oh, because I don't have any self-control. That must mean you can't.
Plague's Tale's coming out, bro. I'll be on Plague's Tale. I'll be okay, bro.
I just told my chat today. They're like, well, like, you know, GTA's coming out. I was just like what Watts said. Even outside what Watts told me about, we could play Barbie and da-da-da-da. I'm like, look, I've already have stacked up in my backlog, kind of what you said, JG. I already have stacked up in my backlog. The Star Wars game comes out. I've got a 40K Rogue Trader. That's probably a good 60, 100 hours. I've got what was that other
Fire
one?
Emblem.
Fire Emblems.
Like
y'all gotta rip packs. Y'all ripping packs too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, JG, go ahead and flex what you just got. Go ahead and flex what you just got.
Oh, no.
JG over here flexing magic cards. He pulling magic cards that I can't pull. Fuck JG. Watson too. No Rest for the Wicked comes out in October. I have more than enough. I do not need. Trust me, GTA is not going to save my. GTA has to literally astral project into my body and give me such a levitating experience that I start floating. I'm like, dead serious. This the game gotta save my life. Yeah, like I gotta literally start levitating. Yeah, there it is.
Ethos, you went on a whole tangent about the business practices, but you didn't share. What were your thoughts about the gameplay?
I don't care. It looks like GTA.
There was some jiggling.
That was enough. Dog, when I tell you, when I saw the gameplay and I was probably like, I'm not even joking. I might have been Watts' twin. I just sat there, I looked, I said, yep, that's GTA, all right.
When I saw the gameplay, I had the most evil smile. I said, looks like the last 8.
It looks like,
Here comes the cope.
This is GTA 5. And I said, let's look at the timeline and see how people are reacting to this. And then I click, and I'm just and all I see is I already can see the hype levels. I can see them all slowly coming down to reality where they're all just like, I was just gonna get GTA. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. We're just getting another. As long as we get to run around, beat up hookers, and all be happy. I was like, no.
You thought she was getting a gun, though.
This game was supposed to be Jesus Returns. This was supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread.
You didn't share your thoughts, Watts. What did you think of the gameplay?
I only looked at the strip club gameplay.
Yeah, she said the booty.
It's literally the only one.
Yo, Watts is a gooter, low key, bro.
Hey, when I was like 10 years old, that's what I was doing in GTA. I was stealing cars and going to the strip club.
Oh my God, we were all doing the same stuff.
Did y'all see this tweet that went viral? I didn't put it on the notes, but I'm bringing it up on the recording. Did y'all see this tweet that went viral from this guy named King Julian, who launched his own investigation into Rockstar? He wrote a whole book on Twitter talking about, I looked into this and that and the third. I'm like, yo, are we okay?
I called him a level 100 corporate vendor, bro. Level 100. He is the tippy top. He was legit. Like, he sounded like he wanted to cry. Like,
I collected the evidence and sent it to Rockstar. What?
Yeah, I was like, you're doing the work for them for what? I was like, because you're mad. You as a regular person, you don't work for Rockstar. You don't work for Take-Two. You as a regular consumer are mad because Rockstar may get their little game spoiled before the Netflix.
Miss Finster.
Get the fuck out of here. Straight snitching.
Did you see that tweet where I said the one I retweeted, the one was like, bro wiped his chin after every line, and it was like he said he tweeted, he's like, GTA Grand Theft Auto 6, they don't owe you a disc. Take-Two can charge whatever they desire. You don't have to pre-order. Netflix's 6-hour exclusive is fine, and buying the game is all optional. You don't have to agree with their practices, but it's all within the corporation's right. And it doesn't justify the thieves, and the threat. And somebody quote tweeted like he had like jizz on his face. It's like he wiped his chin every line of time, just wiped it, bro. That's
I love the responses, bro.
Think about that. Like, this is actual corporate activism. Like, what are we doing, bro?
Meanwhile, the government just removed like 20 million of like your grandparents off of fucking Medicare, and it's like nobody fucking cares. The government's
pushing a mass surveillance system of flock cameras currently around the country.
How about how we can't eat any damn thing because the FDA is deregulated?
Right.
Like,
I've given up. I'm just eating, and if I die, I die.
We're
gonna eat air sandwiches now.
There's no energy for the. We can't eat lettuce.
What about Gary, Indiana? They've been without electricity for 9 days.
I just read about that.
I swear to fucking God, Rockstar in this damn video game.
Food is being recalled because motherfuckers deregulated everything and everything's toxic.
Eye drops that are supposed to make your eyes better are hurting your vision.
Eye drops. What the hell, bro?
But we're doing investigations into Rockstar. This shit is fucking.
We over here. We're gonna say to help the corporation that got probably $1 million legal team.
It gets worse. It gets worse because the U.S. Army just announced that they will be offering a 4-day pass to those who, and it's only for certain battalions, but for these certain battalions that are eligible, if they re-enlist into the U.S. Army, they will get 4 days off to play GTA 6. You have to re-enlist for at least 2 years. You have to give your body to the United States government, and you'll get 4 days off to play GTA 6. Is this a good deal to you, Jay?
No. Oh my God. So we went from that one company that let people get off for some days to play GTA 6, and now the Army is saying, hey man, we're going to give this to you as an incentive. It's a perk. Like, I swear, this game should not be this serious. It really should not.
Was there like a time limit to sign up? Like, if you sign back up into the military, then you get 4 days off? Or is
That's a good question. That is a great question.
Yeah, it's for re-enlistment for people between August 1st and November 14th.
Real question. Have a time. What would be, imagine if you did this. Stupid as hell. Stupid. I'm not gonna lie. You are stupid as hell if you do this. I'd give you a worse name, but I'm not gonna say it on the podcast. You're stupid as hell for doing it. Imagine you do this, and the day that GTA drops, Trump declares we're invading Iraq.
You gotta go to war. You're not gonna be exiled.
You're gonna be playing Call of Duty Strait of Hormuz. That's what they gonna be playing, bro.
And you and Iran looking at gameplay on YouTube, watching a Twitch stream, we're like, damn, bro.
This is crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
I gotta
Listen,
go risk my life.
I can't believe this is even a conversation. This is a real thing. But listen, I don't fuck with the government, but I support the troops. But my thing is, if you want to re-enlist and you want to serve your country, or even if it's for like, I don't know, money for school, do it because you want to
do it for GTA.
Do it because you want to do it. Please do not give your body to the United States government so you can get 4 days off to play GTA 6. Because newsflash, if you
can do that while you're unemployed.
If you don't re-enlist, you can play GTA 6 all you want. Like, what are we talking about?
Become a civilian.
Going towards anybody that signs up because of this.
I'm going to side-eye any soldier that re-enlists to play GTA 6.
I'd be like,
you
look
look crazy,
not
bro.
Need my tax dollars, bro. No, y'all that was going there because of for real reasons. Respect to y'all, but y'all doing it for GTA, you lost your fucking mind, bro.
And they said 20 people.
At least do it for a Hellcat.
It's in one brigade. It's in one battalion. It said 20 out of 130 soldiers already did it. That's crazy.
Boy.
I like even my wife told me about this. I saw it already, but he was like, when my wife started telling me about this stuff, I'm like, yeah, and she finds this like absolutely dumb. Like if she's like saying, did you see this? And I'm like, yeah, like what type of timeline are we in right now?
Yeah, and all this hoopla, Take-Two Interactive lost $2 billion in value in its stocks because of the GTA 6 leaks. But like I saw this reported. I don't think this is a big deal because I mean anybody who knows anything about like stocks, it's speculation can play a role, but the main key indicator for how a stock moves is how the company performs, and we all know this game is gonna sell. So like it's down right now, but like it's most likely gonna return back up soon as it already
did. It already did within like an hour. Yeah. So it was like it was funny that people were reporting on it. I watched the Jason Schreier video too when he was talking about it. Because I think he did an article and then he was speaking to some of the Rockstar employees. This is a really non-burger story. It's fine. It's stocks. So it was just stocks doing what stocks do.
It is what it is. Mr. Miyazaki says he wants to return back to single player games. We talked about the Duskbloods a little bit earlier. And he basically confirmed that like this was just like a passion project for him, as well as like Night Rain. But after that, once Duskbloods comes out, he's going to be returning back into making those single player immersive games. Because remember we said earlier, from when people think of From Software, they think of the immersive experience. They will be going back to that. So then the question becomes... So he's basically saying, calm down. I'm not just going to be doing a bunch of weird shit. Bless you. What do we want? What do we want once he goes back to singing? Armor Core, really?
Armor Core, yeah.
I mean, I would agree with that. I do want to see another Armor Core.
I want more Armor Core. I don't want another Elden Ring. I don't want another ER. I don't want another Dark Souls.
Really?
I was going to say Sekiro too. Sekiro.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, that too.
I take Sekiro too, but I would really love another Armor Core, bro. Like one that's even bigger. Oh man!
You know what everybody wants to say though. You know what everybody wants. Wait,
what's everybody wants to say?
Bloodborne. They want to see another.
That's not happening. That's not happening.
No, but that's what they gonna say though.
No, let's just accept it's gone, bro.
Mr. Miyazaki said he's going back to single player. What would you want, Watts?
Yeah, there was during the interview they also were saying that like the fact that Night Rain and Duskbloods came out at like the same time was not a plan at all. It just kind of like happened to be that way because it's two teams. Yeah, because it's two different directors.
They're good at scheduling their games.
Yeah, they were just like, well, it just kind of worked out that way. So he was. That's part of where this interview was about. It was like, this isn't a trend that we're now doing. It's just we had these ideas for these two things, and they kind of both ended up being ready at the same time. I definitely want to see them return to something. Not the same as Dark Souls. It doesn't need to be Dark Souls 4, but I want like that kind of level design, the map design, the interconnectivity of it, like go back to kind of that. I would want it to be a more linear experience. I don't want another like Elden Ring 2. So yeah, I would love to see them go back to just like their more linear formula with their really like incredible interconnected world design. And have a kind of classic experience. But with FromSoft, they're going to put a spin on it in some way. We kind of had like Sekiro was a spin on that. It was very similar kind of setup, but it was So they'll do some kind of spin. I don't want pirates.
Oh man, I forgot about the pirates.
Oh my god, let me tell you, I
It's
was so
not
happy
real.
to watch
I don't
that.
want pirates.
The ether is not speaking pirates to me. I said,
It's-
thank God. I hope that rumor dies. I hope it was never real, bro. I hope that if it was real, I hope it gets canceled, bro. I hate to say, I don't want to say games get, but that's one thing I just pray I'd never hear is a From Software pirate game, bro. That will hurt my heart, bro. That
Yeah,
will really hurt my heart.
I don't know where I really want them to go. I just want them to keep doing weird stuff. Like the Duskbloods is so full of just weird characters that you play as. The bosses are weird. You got a big titty frog that eats you. You know, everything's weird, and I love
question.
that. Yeah.
If you think they could get licensing for like an anime IP or something like that, and then use their own formula to make it something like brand new, what do you think would be a good match?
I mean, Duskbloods is basically a culling game.
Yeah.
Guy said you
Yeah.
literally get culled.
Yeah.
So it is basically that.
So I know everyone said Berserk, but I feel like it's like they've already made Berserk.
Yeah, but they're clearly inspired by
Yeah.
Berserk, so you kind of already have like a Berserk game.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's a tough one. I'd have to think about where their design would be really, really good in.
A Souls-like Naruto game where you gotta take down the Akatsuki.
I thought about that for a second there. I was like,
It could be like Star Wars, because Star Wars was a Soulsy game, but it had a lot of magic in it. They made it work. I feel like that could work somehow.
I would go to Hunter x Hunter as well, because like,
I feel like
the
Hunter's
Nen system is just one of the most well thought out structured system.
And like
So-
if you made like
Yeah.
a actual immersive, like because the world of Hunter x Hunter is pretty massive, but if you made an
Yeah.
actual like scaling of that, and you're like a hunter or something like that, and you go through the different stages, but you're actually like doing like a cool, I don't know, something like really unique. I think they could do. I think Hunter x Hunter might be a really good match for his style. That would be like kind of like out of left field that I think people would get really excited about and be like, oh shit.
What is Miyazaki a fan of anime wise?
I don't know. I know he likes anime, but I don't think I've read anything about like what specifically.
I don't
he's,
know
like,
if I have.
It's not like
either.
Kojima. He doesn't really like say, "Oh, I'm really cultivated by this."
He talks about board games and books and like
Yeah.
the whole reason that he made the Souls formula is, and the way that you discover the story is because he was reading English books, but he didn't understand all of the English words. So he had to like piece it together and figure it out. And that's why he started making games the way that he does, and the way that you have to piece the story together. So his inspirations are kind of all over the place.
I would say maybe he do like a D&D or something, like a D&D universe or something. That could be kind of cool.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah,
Freaking,
he does a cross collab with Wizards or whatever his Wizard Coast.
I know this doesn't have anything where we're talking about. It's not on the show notes, but this
I
just
want to make a
appeared.
shooter. That's what I want. I want him to make a shooter. That's random as hell, but I just thought about that.
That is super random.
I want him to make a shooter. That's what I think. I think
Hold on,
that's
would the
the
shooter
most-
need to be a Souls like that one, that indie game that just came out?
I just
or
think
would
it
it
would be
be
the most
just a
kind of what Watt's
shooter?
saying. I feel like you could, because there's been people who've tried to replicate it, right? Like they've tried to do like
Witchfire,
the
I think,
shooter-
is, like, pretty
Witchfire. And I
close
think
to
there's
that,
like there's another game this recently. Right? You played a demo. We played demos of it. What was it?
Valamortis.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, maybe like, because obviously all of them have tried to, you know how people say like there's something special about how FromSoft does the game feel of it. I'd be curious to see like if he made like a straight up like whether it's a third person or first person shooter. I feel like that'd be pretty crazy. That could be the Destiny.
Oh no! Don't say that.
he could make. Hey, he could make a. I think he could make a
No,
fire Destiny
Don't say
game,
that,
bro.
man. It said the internet Reddit says that Miyazaki is a fan of Berserk and
Yeah, of course.
JoJo's and Devilman.
A JoJo's game from us.
I would 100% welcome a JoJo's. I'm
think that'd be
totally on board with
crazy.
that.
That's so
That'd be
crazy. It might
crazy.
I
actually
think they
work.
could do. They could
Yeah.
do some fucking damage, bro.
They could do some
JoJo's
If it got
Software
Jodeci on the
game, oh my
soundtrack
God.
on the OST, let's
Yeah.
go.
I think
they could do
about
some crazy
freaking.
Yeah. That reminds me. Have y'all seen the thing with Weekend about how he's
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
he's so in love with Persona right now. Like he met all the devs and stuff like that, and he has a crush on one of the characters.
He's able to meet
And,
everyone. It's crazy.
Yeah,
He met
he's-
Miyazaki.
Yeah, they said,
What's going on, man?
yeah, he met Miyazaki. They saying, there might be a hint nudge. They said, he might be doing a song for Persona 4, and that they might be the reason they're getting close, whatever, is he might be helping with the soundtrack of the.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
Does the Weeknd speak Japanese? Is he fluent?
I don't think so. I know he's a massive weeb.
It's possible. He's Canadian. They education better.
Maybe he's
Yeah.
learning. Maybe he's learning.
Yeah, wouldn't shock me, but yeah, I know he really loves anime. He's always low-key made hints about it. And stuff
Oh,
like
it
that.
said
So
he's
it did
fluent in
shock me.
French. Okay.
Yeah. He said he brought up you know what? Shout out to the week. I'm gonna give a shout out to him. Shout out to him because he actually uplifted an indie game, which I thought was so cool. He didn't have to do. He was like, "Yo, I'm vibing with this indie. What was it called? It's like a fishing game or something, like a murder mystery game." He's like, "Just the vibes of this is really cool." It was like a small indie. The indie team didn't even know this. They just found on their timeline that a bunch of people all of a sudden were aware of their game. He was like, they were like, "What the fuck?" And they were like, "Yeah, the weekend shouted your game out, bro." That's cool. That. I like that. Shout out to him, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome. We love to see it.
Freaking, I didn't put this on the show notes, but this just showed up on my For You page. So I'm gonna show it on the screen. Friendly reminder for those who forgot. I know I did, but according to this tweet, the PlayStation blackout begins tomorrow and extends through August 30th. Tomorrow is in August 23rd. You guys won't see this probably till the 24th because we're recording on a Saturday for once. But yeah, starting the 23rd, turn off consoles, don't log into PSN, no purchases or buying. Do we think that this will be successful, guys?
No. The people on those tweets already said, "Yeah, good luck with that." And I'm like, again, y'all stand for nothing, bro.
They don't even know about it. Most of the people, even people who are online who are PlayStation gamers, do not know about this.
Yeah, it's got to be a popular heterosexual white male content creator that pushes this, and then it goes mainstream. Until then, some people in the chat had asked me yesterday. They was like, "Are you going to be participating?" And I was like, "Well, technically, because I don't turn on my PS5 anyway, but not really."
My PS5's unplugged, so yeah, I guess
it's not intentional.
It's easy, yeah.
Can I still watch Netflix on mine?
But my actual stance on this is like, good idea, but terrible execution. And I think the war is lost here, like this in terms of this generation. I think if you guys really want to stick it to Sony, you need to fuck them over when the PS6 comes out. There's no disc, so you might as well just go to PC. That's how we're gonna stick it to Sony. But we've lost this war this generation already, so I don't see the point in doing this shit. And then other news. Oh, one of the biggest stories. This one came out of nowhere. It's currently trending on YouTube. It's already got 2.5 million views in just the first 3 days. The Black Myth Wukong sequel, Black Myth Zhong Kui. Is that how you say his name?
I don't know. I need to learn Chinese.
The trailer for the Black Myth 2 dropped. For those unfamiliar, I went on Wikipedia. So Zhong Kui is a Taoist deity in Chinese mythology who's traditionally regarded as the vanquisher of ghosts and evil beings. And he's known to command over 80,000 demons. So basically, we're going to be a ghost hunter in this game.
Commands demons?
Yeah, he can command.
Oh, no, it is like solo leveling.
They dropped a 15-minute gameplay trailer out of nowhere. I was streaming when this happened, and y'all already know I can't stand this audience, so you could imagine how annoying it was. Because for the next 3 hours, did you see the trailer? Did you see the trailer? Did you see the trailer? And I, in fact, reacted on stream, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it out. I think it looks really pretty, but from a gameplay standpoint, didn't really see anything here to get excited about. I think the coolest thing about the trailer was when he pulled out the sword and he absorbed all the souls like mid. I was like, okay, because I wanted to see what makes him different from Wukong. But it was kind of just basic sword combat. And I feel like the way this trailer is hyped up, it kind of proves my theory that like a lot of people don't actually hate Souls games. Y'all just fucking suck at them. And that's why you like Black Myth Wukong, because I'm like, this is more just watered down.
The same thing.
This is a watered down Souls game. So why would I be excited if I play the real thing? It looks pretty, but I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Unless I see something from future gameplay trailers that blows me away, I'm probably gonna skip out on this because the last one almost blew up my fucking PS5, and the game was just kind of like a 6 out of 10 to me. It was just kind of okay.
Isn't this gameplay? Isn't it like you're just like summoning guys?
He's just walking around in a dark forest swinging a sword. I'm like, this doesn't look better than Phantom Blade Zero.
No, it doesn't look better than Phantom Blade Zero. Like Phantom Blade Zero has freaking Donnie Yen doing capture stuff for it. They're doing something crazy in the space. Me and the Game Science Studio, I try not to be a hater when I watch things because I understand that my dislike of it's not just the game like that pissed me off with some of their stuff. Just the audience made it so unfun to stream that game that I just never wanted to do it ever again. So I try not to let that get to me when it comes to judging a new thing, but it is hard. But from looking at the gameplay, it looks great. It looks like the frame rate's freaking smooth. It looks beautiful. Very, very, very gorgeous game. But my issue wasn't with the way that Wukong looked. It was with the everything else. It was about, I didn't really love the way that a lot of the bosses were designed. I didn't think they were designed well. I didn't like the level
input
design.
delay.
I didn't like a lot about the way the actual game felt to play. So I do know that Game Science, they have said that they have heard people's complaints with the invisible walls. So I'm hoping that is gone from this game. But yeah, a lot of the things that I didn't enjoy about Wukong, I would not be able to know if I'm gonna like this game unless I play it. So all I can say is that it looks pretty. I didn't see anything that like with Phantom Blade with that the lion dance boss fight. That was freaking nuts. I didn't see anything that was like that made me go, oh my god, that they're kind of doing something crazy. So, but it looks pretty. It does look pretty.
Jade,
I like what I saw. I think after, especially with your sentiment, like after seeing Phantom Blade Zero and us being so close to that game coming out, and us seeing like more and more on it, I totally understand why you feel how you feel, because you're like, I'm not impressed by this. Like I want to get Phantom Blade Zero, so why do I even like want to even get excited about it? I think it's good enough, and I think we still have room for whenever this game does come out for them to at least build on some of the things that they did in the first one. I don't think that people will be screaming or should be screaming Game of the Year already. And I hope that y'all don't end up being as annoying as y'all were for Wukong. But I think that at least this trailer did have a reason for people to get excited over it. But I think like if you're just trying to compare Wukong and then Phantom Blade Zero, then you're probably not going to be as impressed. But I like what I saw. Especially in the actual boss fight there. I did like the summoning and the fact that, at one point you actually got to get in the body or the entity and actually fight too. I thought that a lot of the visual elements were pretty stunning to me, and some of the combat elements were pretty cool as well. So I like it. I like what I saw.
Ethos.
I don't care.
Why don't you care?
Just don't care. I didn't care for Wukong. I don't care for this one. it looks like what you say. It looks like visually it looks the same, but the only difference is without any of the swagger. I don't think he really had the swagger that Wukong. At least Wukong, he
had a lot of cool powers. Yeah, I was like, where's this dude swag at? He didn't really have much.
Yeah. Maybe it's just more historical. I don't know the history of this character. So is this like a real person? Is it based off a real person, or is it more mythology?
It's mythology.
Yeah, so I don't really know the background. Like, I don't know if maybe this is like the young years or something like that, and then they turn into a beast. But like, I didn't feel the aura. I felt no aura. I just like, okay, it looks cool, but the character doesn't really captivate me like Wukong does. But granted, that's because Wukong is a global.
About Wukong.
Yeah. This character is like, I don't really know who this person is. I don't really feel any attachment to.
Who invited you to the cookout?
Hey.
Like, who you with?
Yeah. So,
hey man, I'm not going to judge because of that though, because we have the opportunity to learn. We have the opportunity to learn, man.
JG, we live in a world where that is not true anymore.
I want to learn. I don't care about anybody else. I want to learn.
Y'all can learn for me, and you can tell me all about this character. I don't. After Wukong, you gotta tell me the gameplay is fire, bro. Because I'm telling you, I'm not about to spend 30 hours of
what was your favorite story bit of the Wukong game, Jay? Go ahead.
My favorite story of it?
Yeah, what was the favorite part? What was the favorite part of the story?
Let me see. If I had to think, I mean, I definitely like the
motherfucking ham cheese.
I like the beginning. I like the beginning. I like the beginning story of how like he had all his powers and then all of a sudden it got sucked away. You had to start from ground zero. I thought that was interesting. I'm not saying it's the best freaking story ever.
So Metroid.
Isn't that what happened to Shepard TH at the beginning? I had all my powers and I lost them.
Sounds like every Metroid game to me.
Hey man, I'm not saying that it pushed.
I think you have a bias towards like Asian culture type of stuff, which is fine.
I mean, I've been saying that. I mean,
I think that's what that is.
Not a surprise. That is not a freaking surprise to me. I love Asian culture.
The hard thing for me now is that it is getting harder to impress me with the Unreal Engine 5 Chinese games.
Yes.
Because a lot of them look very similar.
The moment I
Because
saw the
they're using the same
gameplay, I
engine.
said, "Oh, that's unreal." I was like, "Yeah, that's
Right.
unreal. I shouldn't be able to do that."
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that any of these games are bad. Actually, I think a lot of them are going to be pretty good. Like there's a lot of them that I'm interested in playing. But because they all look similar and like the protagonists all have a similar hairstyle and they fight with the same weapons and you're fighting like bosses from Chinese mythology, which means you're fighting the same bosses because they're pulling from the same mythology if they're like following it super closely. It ends up becoming harder to impress me because I need to then see something extra on top of that, or it needs to be like, oh, it's a super parry based game. So I'm really interested in that because it's a game mechanic that I really like. So it's tricky, and that's not their fault. It's not their fault that, there's a lot of Chinese studios that are now getting the ability to make these kind of games and publish them to a market to where we can see them. It's just so I'm trying not to like judge any of these games based on just, oh, this looks like this game, but it does make it harder to be impressed
This is
by
like
seeing the same thing.
This is like that thing that happened with the Western gaming industry where Dell was like, let me tell you right now, there's probably like dozen studios right now, and they're all making the same type of game, and they don't realize they're all making the same type of game. And I think I said before, like years ago, when I was just like all these the Eastern studios, like they were support studios for a lot of the AAA. So they this is kind of funny because it's kind of like the Eastern studios kind of understood something that I think the Western developers have cooked themselves on because of the layoffs and stuff like that, which is that idea of passing on the knowledge and retaining that knowledge. So all the Eastern studios, while they were basically being taught by the Western studios, they retained that knowledge from working side by side, being outlet studios. So by them working with multiple outlet studios, they really grew their talent. So now they can go off on their own. Like now we can make this cool stuff, which don't get me wrong, be proud of your of where you come from, of your people. That I got no problem with that. But what I will say is, and it reminds me of is it's kind of similar to with Western devs, like kind of like, I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1, but it's kind of like what happened when Doom came out, and then all the clones started to copy it. We were like, oh my god, this is a whole brand new thing.
World War II shooters.
Yeah, it's World War II shooters. I feel like right now China is in their like World War II shooter phase. They're all making the same type of game, and I think now I don't have fatigue on it per se, but I will say like what you said, like it's gonna be harder for you to market these games to me because I'm not gonna lie. Half of them, like you put 2-3 screenshots to them, they almost all look the same. I can't tell the difference. That gets me excited. And then I'm not being racist here, but on top of that, like there might be a unique Chinese name that you might have with it, and I won't remember that name. That this is just my American brain. I won't be able to remember that name. I'm like, what was the name of the one game? And the guy, he had the sword and he parried it. I was like, what game are you talking about? That's like 4 of them, and I'm like,
you're not wrong.
True. That's
you
all
got
like
the Korean games too with the chicken dude. You're not wrong.
It's all valid, man.
Here. But I'm trying to say is like I think that they'll really get in their bag when they leave China. And I don't mean this sounds crazy. I'm saying this, but like when they start to branch out and try different genres, like why they're all historical, like why they didn't think, why didn't we make like a cyberpunk version of like it could be China history, but let's do it in a cyberpunk universe, or whoever comes up like let's make a more fantasy style thing, like an Eastern fantasy, but maybe like of a different type of storytelling, or hey, let's just do let's make a sci-fi one because Korea is really good at that. But like let's make a more like
I'm in a bamboo forest again.
Do you think those are regulations though, Ethos? Do you think that China?
I don't
think the CCP is saying, hey, y'all can't make any other type of game outside of what's in our historical.
I think they're giving like financial incentive to because obviously China has
they're trying to tell their stories,
promoting the harmonious like culture of China, and that if you say I'm making a game that promotes and uplifts China's history or their folklore, China's like, hey, you need some funding.
It could just be a cultural thing because you got to keep in mind, like the Chinese they just got access to Japanese consoles with the PlayStation and Nintendo, like in the last decade. So like they're probably not in tune with what everybody around the world wants in terms of like consoles. They're probably just assuming like, want.
Look at Shift Up. Like the whole AI thing is basically like over in their sector.
They're not in tune with the culture on this side, maybe.
Yeah, they're not tuned with like the Western markets, but it's like if you're going to start pushing it over the Western markets, because obviously if you're in China, you're doing it on PC. Like that is where a majority of their player base exists. It's PC gaming stuff. It's multiplayer PC gaming. Like that is, I think, the biggest area of their player base. But if you're going for these like Sony, because you've probably worked on these games, right? Like if you're working on these like cinematic, we're trying to target like what Sony makes and stuff like that, like these big AAA, big presentation type games. The West is going to the West is like those are games that were built with Western minds and stuff like that, because they didn't have access to China for a very long time. The market they wanted to, and what did they do the moment they did that? Like I think of oh man, see, I'm gonna sound so racist. Okay, like there's right now a discussion right now on Overwatch. Basically, what's happened is, and I talk to DX about this all the time. We make jokes about this all the time, but basically, it's become Asian-fied. That's what we call it right now. Where a lot of these games now, like because they go to the Asian markets. I don't know if it's just if it's like the developers have swapped, and like a majority of the studios working on Overwatch are like Asian studios, and like the main studio just does new updates. But a lot of the content that's being generated for like multiplayer, specifically multiplayer, that has an Asian market, specifically China, it's very catered to right now. Like they turned Mercy. You remember Mercy, TBH?
Yeah.
They turned her into a Wasian.
Really?
They do.
That is
They
League
changed
of
their ethnicity? Really?
They have made her look Asian. Look it up. It's literally become
New
a
Mercy.
League of Legends
I didn't
did
know
the
that.
same thing. So League of
is doing the same
Legends,
thing,
it was known as like same face.
They
So
did. I
whenever
can see
you-
the difference. Yeah, she's Asian looking.
Whenever
now.
you would
Interesting.
whenever you'd see a female character, you'd be like, "What happened to like her unique
Asian
face?"
beauty standards.
She
Yeah.
has like the same face. Yeah.
So
And that's
kind
why
of like
League of Legends don't get skins for, or Marvel Rivals. The whole black thing, the thing with with Storm and stuff, with like the black characters like not getting skins, and like certain other characters always getting all the skins. And like League of Legends, like God forbid you like any character that's not a hot chick.
They do,
you like no fight. Good luck, buddy.
yeah, they do it with Marvel movies over in China too. Like they market them differently, or they cut certain scenes out to appease
They
like the
do, yeah.
market. So it's like they could be doing, bringing that over here. Interesting.
So I don't
Like
know.
Tides of Annihilation, though, that's a Chinese game.
That's interesting.
That one
And
looks
they're
good though.
making
That
like
one looks
a
good.
British.
Have you seen the
it's very
model
different.
changes? I was gonna say, have you seen the model changes?
They were
Like, what do you think about
saying-
that, Watts?
They kept saying that the model isn't different and it's lighting, but like the model is exactly the same. That's what they're saying.
I can see, right?
I've
That's
seen
what they're
before and after these. I've seen the character's actual like clothing is different now. Like
She has
is that
different
right?
outfits.
Yeah. Oh, is it just?
She
an
has a
outfit
ton of
stuff?
different outfits. Yeah.
Okay. I thought there'd be some consistency, but I guess they were just like, yeah, we'll just make a different outfit for her. Okay. I mean, I should look.
We'll
kinda
see.
different
They're
than
at
this year.
Gamescom. Next week is Gamescom, guys.
We will
So
see. We will
They're
see.
there. We will
This is something we'll hold this in the back pocket for the future when this becomes the next like because I think it's funny. I think right now where everyone hates Western devs, so everyone's like Eastern devs are amazing and da 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 da. But I wonder if what we're talking about now, if there's going to be a 180 and people are going to flip on them and be like,
Yeah, switch
you
up.
don't cater us anymore. You don't cater to us. Like it's like yeah, no shit, buddy.
Maybe.
Like,
I mean, I did start hearing. You started hearing like people were getting tired of samurai games, right? They're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's another samurai."
My
game
girl just said
that's
that the
in-
other day.
It's in medieval Japan. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got Phantom Blade Zero coming out and Onimusha, and it's like you're gonna have to do something a little bit to stand out a little bit more. I think. I don't know to get me excited. Speaking of not standing out, freaking Horizon Hunters is in a bit of trouble, according to Jason Schreier from Bloomberg. Insider reports are claiming that the negative feedback for the closed alpha test on Horizon Hunters, which is the new live action cartoony spin-off game in the Horizon universe where you band with two other hunters to take down machines in the universe. Apparently the feedback was bad and they're trying to rework the game, and if it doesn't work out, it could potentially get canceled. And apparently the focus has been so much on that game that Horizon 3 only has a small team working on it, and it's nowhere near finished. Like it's still like pre-production type shit. That was the part that kind of threw me off and shocked me, because I'm not gonna lie, I think Alloy is a boring fucking character, but I think the world that they crafted inside of Horizon is very interesting. And if you played Horizon Forbidden West, I think the ending to that game was very interesting with all the sci-fi elements and stuff. I wanted to see where it was going to go. And we are nowhere near that because live service slop took up all their time. Are we surprised that this game could potentially be canceled?
No, I'm not surprised.
Are we allowed to talk about it?
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Well,
If it being rebooted, fuck it.
Yeah.
Maybe not
We
specifics,
all played it.
but like general thoughts, I think, are maybe fine. I actually think the game was pretty good. The problem is, I think it was actually quite complicated. I don't think they did a good job of introing the characters or what you do. It would have been really nice to be able to train with the characters before you go into a match, because they actually had pretty complicated kits. Like, the game was legit pretty hard. And they needed to. I really think they needed to work with the right audience to fine tune what this game was going to be and who it was going to target. Because, like, when we first heard, I remember we first heard that Horizon was making a Monster Hunter-esque game in the Horizon world. And everyone was like, that would be sick. But they were thinking the same art style, like basically similar combat system, right? Because the combat is pretty cool in Horizon. And you're fighting like robot dinosaurs, and you're doing the Monster Hunter loop of going out there with your friends and hunting them and getting parts and making armor and making weapons. And it would be more of an RPG where you'd have your own character, you'd make your character, the art style would be the same, and the world would be the same. And that sounded sick to a lot of people. I don't know why they decided to go with a completely different art style, which after playing it, I do actually think the art style was very, very cool. At a completely different direction. And then I gotta be honest, some of the character designs, some of the character designs, you might be the friend that's too woke, you know? Like, when I'm picking a character, I want to pick a player fantasy, and my player fantasy is not even to be myself. I want to be like something different. So they needed to make some cooler characters. Some of the characters were cool, and I wanted to play as them. Like the glaive girl, she was really dope. There was like a sword girl, she was kind of cool. Yeah, I think they had something here with the idea, but they went off in like a direction that I don't think they needed to go off on. And then they ended up getting feedback from Horizon players, which is not the focus of this. That is not their audience with this game.
Because I think I played the closed alpha for 2 hours. So like after playing it like that months ago when we had got early access to it, I like the art style. I actually like how vibrant it is. I like the color of it all. But I think the problem with the art style is these companies got to understand the average person is stupid. The art style is completely different from the regular Horizon. So I think it was probably going to confuse people, and they were not going to know it was Horizon. So right off rip, I think they had like an identity issue. But once I played the game, everything was just fine. Combat was fine. Traversing was fine. The customization, the working together, it was fine. It felt like a solid 7 out of 10. I think my issue with the game while I was playing it is I was having some level of fun, but I knew in the back of my head, I was like, I'm not grinding this game. It was, I kind of had the thought, why does this exist? That was my issue with the game. And as I thought about it more, I think my biggest issue with it was like, this game doesn't feel like it was designed to be fun. It didn't feel like it was a labor of love. This actually feels like live service slop. Like it's clearly designed to make money. And that was my issue. And that's why everything just kind of felt fine. There was nothing innovative or interesting going on here. It was like, this is cool. Like if I was broke and I had a PS5 and nothing to play, this would be cool. But would this be a first choice for me? That's what I was thinking. I was like, just kind of feels like live service slop designed to appeal to a very certain demographic. I'm seeing this face you're making, Ethos. You're thinking hard. What are you thinking?
That's how I was when I was playing it. I just kept thinking. It actually hurt me because I was just like, I don't really know what I'm playing here. I kind of agree with Watts. I don't take technical issues away because obviously this is what they're there for. There's a lot of the game. What I got to play was a lot of it was unfinished. But like the core was there, but I was running into some technical like netcode issues too. So that was also deterring because what you're talking about is true. Like it was hard. And then imagine on top of that, you got netcode. So sometimes like the hitboxes and the connection was also difficult. So it made it feel extra hard to play. I gotta agree. I feel like the core combat loop was really cool. But all the stuff they built on top of it, like the looting stuff and all this other stuff and how it scales and then you go back, like it just didn't. It was just like it was so like half. I wouldn't even say half baked, but it just felt so like just like what you said. It just feels like it was just like shoehorned in for the sake of like, well, we got to add this in because this is the only way that we can make the game live servicey or we can make it more repetitive. It would be like as if you had Monster Hunter Wilds and they were just like, well, we need it to last longer, so what if we like add like legit loot rarity and a power level. So like, to fight the bosses, they need to have a power level to fight, the different way. Which is kind of true in Monster Hunter, but it's more like leveling. But instead, like, what if it's like the gear? So it's like Destiny. Like, it feels like it was kind of like that. And you already know, like, I'm not a fan of, like, especially with action games, if it's just like you're just gonna, add, more health as the balancing mechanic for, the power scaling, or it just does more damage to you. But like, it has some solid, I think, ideas. I do agree. It feels like they were fighting two different games. There was like one part of the game that wanted to live as this like co-op, like actual like co-op experience that would have been like a story, like an actual story. You play together, you have a good time, like Monster Hunter. And then you had this other side was like, well, we got to add these little hooks that are going to make people want to like engage with it every day. So we got to add challenges, add weeklies. Yeah, we got to add like excursions that are going to be these things. Like they had this man, I don't even know how much I could say. They had this like a circle thing that
it doesn't exist anymore. So it's like, doesn't matter.
It's freaking Night Rain. It's
they had like a Night Rain thing where it's just like, why is this like, why does this feel like, why is this needed? It was like maybe they're just trying to copy the trending when it was just like, oh yeah, there's a circle and it's closing in, so you got to kill these different creatures until you get to this final circle, and then you got to dive underneath, and then you got to go into the vault and fight this boss, and then like that whole cycle. It was just like, why like, it just felt very there just for the sake of it.
You know what other issue I had with playing this too? I think I beat 3 bosses while I was playing it. I fought all the creatures I fought in fucking the Horizon games. And I was like, okay, what's the point of making a spin-off Monster Hunter game where I fight all the monsters that are in the base game?
Also, if you're going to do that, why make it a different art style? Because wouldn't it be easier to use the same assets if you're going to use the same monsters? I feel like you're just kind of like taking more time and money to do a thing when it could have been more like
everything was fine. It could have
been Night Rain to Elden Ring, right? It could have been that.
You know what it is? What
be a whole new thing.
I'll bet this. I bet it originally was like when they were prototyping it, they were like, "Oh, I mean, we already have all the Horizon assets. We could probably like prototype this thing fast." And I'm willing to bet this. I have a funny feeling that some sort of executive came in and said, "Kids like Fortnite. Why don't we make it look like Fortnite?" I'm like, but we
maybe
and they like heroes, right? They like heroes like Apex. Why don't we make the heroes like not let's not let them be their own hunter and make their own hunter thing. What if we just made them like hero based and stuff like that and give them their own little abilities? And it was like, a little Fortnite. I was like, because it looks a little bit like Fortnite, very cartoonish, very stylish, and it would time with the amount of time that this had been in development. Like, it wouldn't shock me if that's what because I feel like when you said watch, if it was in my head, I feel the same way about the Spider-Man League, about that Spider-Man live service game. If it was the art style of this type of game, I feel people would have been disappointed by it. But I feel like if everyone's thinking in their head, oh, it's going to look like Horizon Forbidden, or it's going to look like Spider-Man
Horizon
2.
is one of their best looking games.
Yeah, and it looks phenomenal. If you have that visual fidelity, but it's like co-op and you're all together and you're working together to take down a big T-Rex together, or like or you take some. This is what they should do. See, this is why you guys got to hire me. You take some Dragon's Dogma demon DNA and you allow so that you can elevate yourself. You got these big machines. You make like we call them juggernauts. They'll be the big boss of the level, and these juggernauts are massive. So like they're like, take a regular T-Rex and then 4 times exit, make it have more different hit spots, and you got to take out the different area tiers in order for you to take this big like juggernaut massive Leviathan, like a Leviathan. So, and then we're going to add like Dragon Dogma, where like maybe you can like climb the thing, or maybe you can, take your friend and throw him up there, or use the cool tools to do that, and to trap down the different parts. These are just things that's just like, I feel like these would have been like slam dunks that would have just, from like the Sony regular fan, would have been like, oh my God, I'm so excited for this. This is more of what I love, but I get to play with my friends. But instead they go this like,
literally,
it's got to be like Fortnite. Like,
and it's hard. It was a tricky, complicated game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yo, you falling asleep down there, Jay? What's going on?
No, I'm just listening.
You got any thoughts on the game?
I didn't get to play the game. I ran into major issues, and then I think like by the time the second test came around, I couldn't find the window to play it. So,
well, before we move on, let me ask y'all this: do we think there's anything here that's worth Frankensteining in and it's salvageable, or you think they should just cut their losses, Sony?
No, cut it.
I think they should cut it. Yeah, they should cut it. Okay.
Yeah, bring the team back and make it a full team again to come out with Horizon 3. That's going to be your best bet, because otherwise the entire franchise is going to end up getting killed. So you just need to do Horizon 3.
And you guys also got that other MMO game too. That's another issue. Yeah, the mobile one that uses the graphics similar to the actual base game. I think it's just too much Horizon going on right now.
I almost forgot about that other Horizon thing because we were like, why are they doing this one when you...
That was a Monster Hunter too.
Yeah, when you're giving your IP to someone else who kind of did a Horizon, but you were also doing one yourself. Yeah, none of this makes sense.
That's the one where it's like it's PC and mobile
PC
only,
and mobile.
and it was available on PlayStation. That's who is in charge of this
it's
stuff?
All weird. It's all
bro.
weird, man.
Yeah,
this is all weird. Or whatever his name is. Holtz, whatever his name is.
Ethos, come to the front.
Yes, ice on Ethos. It's time, buddy.
I'm ready.
Riot Games tweeted out with a heavy heart. The 2XKO team shares an update about the future. They revealed that active development will end in December. The final content will drop in October. Servers will stay online, but I predict that won't be long because they're not making any money. And the one thing I did think that was cool is they announced that in-game purchases made before August 20th will be refunded if you bought any skins or anything like that. And from my understanding for the 2XKO community, you can also play this game offline. So like when the servers, because I think they'll eventually cut the servers offline. When they cut them offline, there will still be potential for like local tournaments, or if you want to just play the game on your own rig and play the CPU, you can do that. But yeah, the game's pretty much dead. For those unaware, Ethos loves to be in the group chat talking about how this is next up. This shit's trash. Fuck Marvel Token. Fuck Avatar. 2XKO is a great game.
I have never said fuck Avatar. That is a lie.
That's smart man. Smart man. That's next up.
Never said. I said fuck Token. I've never said. I said fuck MK. Fuck Token. Those are the only two I've said fuck to. I have said nothing bad about Avatar.
Okay, well, this was your baby right here. You really enjoyed this.
It was my baby.
This is the first fighting game I've seen you play in a long time since the last.
I genuinely liked it.
Booby game.
I beat you in Dead or Alive.
No footage. That shit is a lie. hey, listen.
That's like the Will Chamberlain footage.
The best. It doesn't exist exactly. The best fighting game out right now is Avatar. Token. I don't know about that game. It's $30. Download it, Ethos. Come get ass whooping on stream.
I don't think I like that playstyle of
a 1v1 fighter with not a lot of bullshit in it. A very technically sound game.
I don't like the controls of it. I don't like the controls of it. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like the controls of it. Remember, it's gotta be right.
It has auto combos in it for certain characters. It's quarter circles too. The controls are standard.
I'm not gonna use auto combos. I just don't like the way it mechanically will probably feel.
You hear this guy, Jay? You hear this guy?
I hear him.
It's crazy.
Buy it for me, I'll play it. Look, I got one goal.
I might buy you and Nomad a copy. Y'all need to see the light.
You buy me a copy, I'll try it out. And if I don't like it on stream, I'm just gonna be like, it's not doing enough for me. 2XKO, I can't explain it. It clicked. Steve explained it to me, and it just clicked. I was like, oh,
because it has auto combos. The thing you said you hate.
I didn't auto combo. That'd be a skill. I never auto. Ask Steve. I never auto combo. I actually learned how to play Ari. I was actually decent. I got the gold with Ari, and then I stopped. Look, I got one goal. And that's to see Marvel Token buried right alongside 2XKO. That's it. That's the goal I got.
Happen, buddy.
That's all I got, man.
It's potential for it, Jay. I feel like I'm starting to see the community flip on Token.
The community seems mad. They flopped on the launch. The launch had issues. The online issues. It's missing features. This is the tenets of Mortal Kombat all over again.
The one thing that I'm universally seeing people agree on is like the assist system.
How many copies in Japan?
No.
Oh, I put that. I put it on the notes. Hold on, let me pull it up. Keep talking. Let me pull it up. Let me find it.
Yeah. It sold terribly in Japan. It did worse than Guilty Gear. It did worse than Guilty Gear, and Guilty Gear is a small community.
Okay, so
if you're talking niche, that's a niche community.
According to this report, it sold 3,000 copies in Japan.
Holy crap!
So you're gonna sit there and tell me, JG, you think that's gonna be a win in Japan? That's a winning formula.
The only thing I can think of is I don't think Marvel is big in Japan, and that's why Spider-Man is, but Marvel as a whole is not big in Japan. That's the only thing I can think of is why it's not selling. Because it's in the defense of Token, and I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this game either. It did sell 500,000 first week, and that's good for a fighting game in the West.
Backyard, it didn't sell well, and you can say, "Oh, well, that's the Marvel thing carrying it." That's not an excuse to be like it's gonna have a long term.
But it is. But that's all that you need, though. Here's my defense. What else is going to take over at the big three? What else?
It was supposed
Avatar.
to be
Avatar actually has potential too.
Avatar
No, it's not going to
take-
be Avatar. It's not going to be Avatar, T-Bitch. I matter.
Okay.
I know you want to see it. It's not going to happen. You know why?
Dead or Alive's
Because
coming back, baby. They
Dead
got
or Alive not going to do it. Dead or Alive is not going to do it.
back.
Virtual Fighter's not going to do it. None of those
Dead or
fighters
Alive
are going to
comes back,
do it.
I will
Yes,
make it
so
my
Wait,
life
Virtual
mission
Fighter.
back.
We haven't seen it. It could maybe Virtual, the new one.
Virtual
good.
Fighter is not going to do it. Virtual Fighter is one of the most technically hard games that there is.
People
It's
hate
not
hard
happening.
games.
I'll
Not
say
happening.
it. If it's true, if NetherRealm Studios, if they are quietly working on an
You needed
absolute,
justice.
if it's an absolute, not DXKO, if it's an absolute line where they follow all the absolute characters that's right now,
Absolute Justice.
that will be next. Absolute Justice. I promise you, that will be next. Up.
I
That
mean,
will
yeah.
be the most
In
fire.
our rest is starving. You see, they don't have anything. They have
Bring
no
back
practice in
Dragon Ball
FGC
Z.
right now.
I don't know. Bring DBZ back. Smash Bros ain't been out in
But
a
that's
minute.
again, that's
Smash Bros.
Arxes though. That's Arxes. They got token right now. So
Hey, maybe Token not good enough. They be like, hey, maybe we got to go back and make
Look,
Dragon Ball. They was rocking with Dragon Ball Z.
look, I'm speaking of reality. Okay, I'm speaking of reality. Even though I did not want 2XKO to go out like this. Because I was rolling with you, Ethos. I'm like, look,
fucking
you
Riot's
have
fault.
it is
It's
Riot's
sad,
fault. It's
man.
100% Riot's fault.
That game was so
100% Riot's
much
fault.
potential. You had such a good roster of
much.
potential characters. And then y'all rebooted. And then also you did fucking market it. It makes no fucking sense.
And they did
man.
Arcane, the fighting game, when the people who were going to play this are not Arcane people. You have
Also,
weird characters,
what the
incredible
fuck? There's no
characters.
overlap. There's no overlap.
Yeah, I think they assumed league players are going to play this. and
No,
Hold on.
overlap.
But hold on. I could have swore you said on this podcast they were going to be the ones buying all the skins, and I was like, no, because it's two different audiences.
No, I didn't say that. I said they have the sex appeal because League has a lot of sexy characters. I said that those characters are very appealing. Like Ari's a very appealing looking character. I was like, that can help sell people who aren't into just like I said, that's what Arcane was, right? Arcane was very visual, that like people who necessarily were not in the League, they watched Arcane. But what Riot wanted was that by them watching Arcane, they would boot up League of Legends. That ain't happened.
But those characters are so boring for a fighting game too, man. Like have
Yeah.
Lee Sin in there, have Riven in
Where's
there, have
Riven?
your
Where's
monsters.
I don't think they
Where's
should
the
have went
mon-
free to play. I don't think they should have
Where's
did
the
that. Because at
Maybe
least
they should've done
because
They probably did that.
look,
Fighting games don't be doing that.
Mortal Kombat is a failure from a creative standpoint, but financially it did fine. And like
it's
that's
a fair from a player standpoint too, like a player.
yeah, from a player standpoint. But like if they would have at least charged for this, they would have been able to make some money, and maybe the game would have lasted longer. But because it was free to play, a lot of people hopped on, tried it, said they don't like it, and they never got back on it. At least you would have made an entry fee off that shit.
Yeah. So they mentioned multiple things. So they mentioned the free to play model. They straight up said, I mean, it's the same thing with Destiny. They're like, look, in a free to play game that we're going to continue, there's going to be no way that we can sustain this if we don't get the player base. So same thing, you're just burning resources. Another thing people told me, and I mean, this one makes a lot of sense. If you have 173 characters, that's enough. That's enough for me to be able to sustain this game for a long time, content wise. That means you should be releasing a new character at least every 1 to 2 months, in my opinion. Every 1 to 2 months. If you release a game with 12 characters, I'm sorry, that ain't enough. It's not enough. You got to be able to give them more at launch, and then you can go forward with your plan. So I think that was also a thing that messed it up. And then let's just say the elephant in the room. The name fucking sucks, bro. The name sucks.
It does
USKO
suck.
sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks.
The name
And we
does
said this from the beginning. It was like, what? Everybody like had the confused face. What? Like 2XKO, what does that mean? So I think y'all messed up out the gate with just the name itself. Nobody knew what the hell it was. Nobody resonated with it.
They could have called it Arcane Fighters if they really wanted to.
Why can't they just like, okay, if I was them, I was like, all right, we'll take our small studio. I want you guys to make like a story mode, like what Invincible did. I want you to make a story mode for these characters and do it like what you said was like do it in the actual Runeterra universe and then update it and then make that a paid game. Like, do you think that could work?
I
Like
think that
you have you paid $1 million to make all these assets. You're just gonna let them sit on a hard drive? Like, why not turn it into like a single player like fighting game experience? Maybe then you can reintroduce like the multiplayer stays whether you make it free to play or you just say, okay, no online or make it'll be like a PvP like connection. Like you can connect to your friends, you can play with your friends, but let's make it where we actually add a story campaign, kind of like what Injustice does. We make a story campaign and we sell that as its own game, and you can experience the story, and it's based in the League of Legends universe.
I mean, I think they may have got the league and Arcane players to at least try it out, but then what are you going to do after that?
I mean, you get your money.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at the footage of this game. This is the first time I've seen it in a while, and it's like I just have no affinity towards these characters because I don't like League of Legends. So it's like I feel like they didn't captivate people. They didn't create that fanfare basically, and they assumed that the League people were gonna come over. But these characters are whack to me.
That was it.
So if you're not a League fan,
I
know that I wouldn't be that harsh. I wouldn't be harsh. I don't play League, and I didn't think that at all.
Wait, who's
Fresh looked dope.
Yeah,
we need more characters like
Fresh.
Okay, have you seen the movement Azula does? Have you seen the movement Azula does in fucking Avatar?
See what that movement Echo does?
It's not Azula. Okay, people playing Avatar though. Which game is that?
What do you mean? Avatar don't die in a year. Avatar died in a year. I'm on your ass. You better pray Avatar got legs, bro.
Okay, so hold on. I'll say this about Avatar. They fucked up because they didn't release the in that Xbox version. No. This is why I said I'm giving it a puncher's chance. I'm giving it a puncher's chance because the FGC is fucking with Avatar heavy. So as long as they fuck with it, it's gonna have legs.
They don't got money for it. It don't matter. You know who
they just announced $100,000 tournament.
They gonna need some more. That's nothing, right? That is chump change. You gotta do more than that.
Clearly, it wasn't because they shut the servers down.
Yeah, they wanted more money.
No, that's the problem. They was giving too much money away.
And I'll take that back. Actually, 2XKO launched with 10 characters. I correct myself.
Yeah, it was 10. And then they added.
Bro, it's all. Yeah, they.
Fresh should have been in it day one. Senna should have been in it day one.
They stumbled out the freaking gate.
Yeah, Lux should have been. Lux is like one of their mascots along Ari. I don't know why Lux was not in the game. Lux should have been in it day one. Well, TBH said, I don't know who's cool to TBH, but I felt like at least
Master Yi. They should have put Master Yi in the game.
Honestly, yeah, Master Yi. That's
the only character I know.
Yasuo looks like a wolf from Sekiro. So Yasuo,
man, Sonic Fox in his tag, but he should have won a tournament. See, he
what I'm saying is,
game because he
hey,
didn't win.
The one thing I can't take solace is I know Sonic Fox is gonna get Marvel Token killed. So I was like, is this a word?
No, Marvel Token is gonna kill itself. It ain't Sonic Fox.
He was petty.
I love that. Yeah. I love that they're being petty about it. They're just like, oh well, I beat it and it's trash.
Like I said, they're in a bad state right now, bro. Because you're not gonna sit up here and tell me that it's really just gonna be Street Fighter and Tekken for like the next umpteen years. Something else has to come and fill that third slot.
Oh, it's what did Harada? He left and he joined.
He is working on a new fighter, I believe. Yeah, he has his new studio. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a name though.
He's working alongside the other guy that worked on Virtual. Like they're together
but
now.
But that's still years out. We don't know how long it's gonna take. I'm talking
play
about
Avatar.
No,
I'm not, like I said, I like Avatar. I love their tournament. I love the tournament that I saw. I thought that was some really good high level play, but I don't think Avatar is going to be able to command getting that third slot. We need a big three, and none of these games right now are going to take it. I say the closest probably should have been 2XKO, but they stumbled out.
It was 2XKO,
and now they're about to shut down.
High. It scored
now
like
they're about to shut down, bro.
Well, you know, okay, so this, if any developers hear this, if you're trying to join that big three for fighting games, I think what would probably help is Mortal Kombat was that third slot. But here's the thing that a lot of people don't know about Mortal Kombat. From like a tournament standpoint, it's never been the biggest. It's the most, but it is the best selling of the big three. And I think it's because it's so bloody and gory. So maybe somebody needs to consider making something that appeals to casuals with those visuals. And then maybe
there is a game that does that.
What?
They did do that.
Well, okay, all right. So when Invincible came out day one, I was like, "This shit sucks." Like,
I told everybody. He killed Invincible by himself, bro. He killed the game by himself.
I was in a group chat day one. I said I did a 35 hit combo on day one. I said this shit is ass, bro. If I can do a 30 hit combo on day one, this game's not gonna last. No, thank you. Because what Sonic Fox gonna do?
But that's the Killer Instinct. I mean, it's the same people that make Killer Instinct. So that's the type of game that is. So I mean, that makes sense that you were able to do those combos because that's all Killer Instinct was. Killer Instinct also couldn't hold its own, and they ended up having to shut down. So it ended up becoming a super niche game. So it's just tough, bro. Like I said, the FGC just sucks. They're going to really just stick with Tekken and Street Fighter. They're going to complain about it for years. I mean, I do.
Favorite.
No,
I
love
Dragon. I love Dragon Ball Fighters. I love seeing that.
So much fun to watch people fight, bro. They did. I said before. I wish another world, but I wish Bleach had got a fighting game that was like fighters. Oh man, I feel like that would have gone crazy, but we didn't get that. So we'll see. I mean, Avatar does have a chance. I'll give them that. I don't think it's gonna reach that big three, but Avatar does have a chance right now, especially with 2SKL and Marvel tokens stumbling out the gate. So not if they don't drop no fire.
They got to get that to how many? Since I never seen Avatar, out of the characters that they have now, how many more characters realistically can they?
They don't got a league roster. I'll put it that way.
I know they don't have a league roster. I know they don't have a league roster.
I'll be honest with you. Their well is low. I think the only things they can touch on is they could grab the previous avatars that are known. They already grabbed Kyoshi, was like a very popular one. Roku, I don't think he's in the game. Roku's the fire one before Aang. That's one they could probably grab that people are popular. There's I think his name was Karuk or something. They could maybe add him. He was like the water avatar a little bit before.
Yeah, there's Roku. A rumor they're working on a movie for him too.
Yeah, there's the other
put the new girl in
woman.
there. Pavi, I think the new girl's name is, that's coming out this fall. Drop the DLC.
I don't think they're gonna throw her.
So,
they can start throwing the other Korra.
The reason I gas it up and the reason why the FGC is gassing it is because like I do have my problems with it, but it is probably one of the most technically sound fighters that rewards you for having good footies, knowing your combos, good timing. Like it's in that essence of Street Fighter, but it does its own thing too as well with like the flow mechanic. And like I feel myself getting better like the more I play it, and it feels rewarding. The problem with fighting games is most people these days don't want to put in the fucking work. Yeah, that's but it's fun to watch too. Like it's a mechanically really good game, and Paramount fucked them over.
It was super fun. I was impressed. So yeah, I mean that leads me to believe that if they can keep up with at least updates and bringing out more content, and unfortunately it's going to die.
I think they got the problem of 2XKO. It's like they're not probably as big as the other studios, right? The one that worked on it, right? Like they're a smaller studio.
No, they're definitely a smaller studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you expect them to drop enough characters unless they've already preemptively have like at least 8 going? But then I think of just the lore of Avatar, and I'm just like, you got to have popular characters because you got to get people to want to buy them. And I'm sorry, Bolin's not doing it for me. The other Korra characters are not that engaging, except for like Amon maybe. But
yeah,
like
Amon
I don't really think there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people on that roster that I'm like, I'm gonna pay money for that to play that character.
It's gonna be a little rough for the FGC, man. They're gonna have to find that big three for sure. So in our
do you think they like adult versions of the gang and use them from the movie? And just like update new moves.
Would they have different kits or like would they just be skins?
It has to be different kits because like what's her name? Toph like learns metal bending by that point, or she's starting to perfect.
She learned that when she was a kid. You could put Toph's daughters in there.
Yeah, don't even know. So they're gonna have to get creative. Is what it sounds like. They gotta get a little creative. They
gotta go deep in the bag.
Like I said, I'm rooting for them, and TBH is clearly backing it. So I'm rooting for Avatar.
I root for them over Token. As long as it ain't Token, I'm fine. I'll
this
cool
guy, bro.
Avatar.
I'm telling you, bro. Marvel IP too strong. Forget the Japanese. The Japanese don't have to play it. It's just like Marvel
versus Capcom. What's your beef with Token again?
What? I didn't like how they came out and everyone was saying 2XKO dead because of Token.
So it's petty shit. He didn't like actual reason. It's petty shit.
No, he didn't like that. He didn't like that.
No, like your face.
I didn't like that. I like how people were slandering it because they were just like, oh, look, Token just came out. It don't matter. Also, I'm gonna point out to you, JG2, there was another game that was Marvel related and it died, so I don't care.
You talking about Infinite?
Yeah, so I don't care.
Yeah. But you know why Infinite died though. First of all, Infinite had bad mechanics and they took out the X-Men. We already knew why. They took out the X-Men.
Same setup. So I'm just saying similar setup.
But Token brought the X-Men back, and it's more akin to again the Marvel versus Capcom. So
bring Guilty Gear back. That was fun.
I mean, Guilty Gear never left. Guilty Gear never left.
Still getting content. Still getting content.
Guilty Gear could not get to that third slot.
It's too niche.
It cannot
I don't
know how. They got Lucy from Cyberpunk in it.
But Guilty Gear is fire though. I love.
It's too mechanically sound. It's unfortunately the crybabies don't want to learn how to play the game, and that's the problem with fucking fighting games, right?
But I think here could be the potential positive. If Token goes down, since it's made by the same people and it does have some similar mechanics, some people could cross over if they really wanted to Guilty Gear and play that instead. I don't know how many people would though, because Marvel Token is drawing in the old school Marvel versus Capcom crowd. So that's why I say it's going to survive off of that alone, because people have been saying, where's Marvel for so long? That's literally a thing. Where's Marvel? So that's why people are so into Token. That's why they want it to win. So I just really hope that the devs can get it together, especially the PC version, because that it's really going to be an undoing of their own if Token doesn't survive.
Anywho, that's a lot of fighting.
There's gonna be somebody in the comments. You guys all suck at fighting games. You know what the fuck you're talking about.
Who cares? Y'all
fine, man. It's fine.
Lightning round time. Let's see what you guys are interested in. Compulsion Games is now officially an Xbox studio. They got their freedom papers. They're independent. Which means there's potential for us to see sequels to We Happy Few or South of Midnight, which me personally, I think South of Midnight has a lot of potential. Graphically, the visuals look really good. Some of the best music, voice acting, and storytelling. I love that ending. It was fucking crazy. It's just the gameplay. The platforming was good, but the combat needed work. If they can find a way to flesh that out, make it deeper and more interesting, I feel like they have something there with South of Midnight, and Xbox won't be there spoiling it. Any thoughts?
Agreed.
I love
Very
it.
happy for them.
Yeah, I just really, really hope that they can maintain their staff, because I don't want to hear more layoffs have to happen because y'all can't sustain what you have now. So, but I'm rooting for y'all.
Former Dishonored developers who also worked on Deus Ex the Designer. They started their own studio with a bunch of other industry veterans coming out of Arcane and a bunch of other studios, and they said they're going to be working on immersive single player games in alignment with things like Dishonored. Specifically, they said, my favorite gaming memories come from seeing players approach challenges with creativity, deep diving into our world building. We try to reward players for their curiosity and exploration. At our new studio, we're building exactly that kind of single player games that we're passionate about. So any expectations, any thoughts? Like, are we cool?
I'm glad someone's doing it. Yeah, we don't have a lot of studios doing it. So I'm happy that there's a studio now dedicated to doing that. That's awesome.
The one positive to, our lovely corporations releasing these talented people out in the wild. Now they get to create their own studios and do whatever the hell they want. So I will be keeping my eyes open. I would love to see what they're going to come up with.
Cool. Dave Bautista confirmed to be Kratos. It was a rumor a couple podcasts ago. It has been confirmed. There were some injuries on the set of the show, but it looks like they're scrapping those 4 episodes that were shot and starting from scratch. Keep in mind that Amazon has already ordered 2 seasons. Are we cool with this pick?
Yeah, I think I'm fine with it. Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, I was told when he really wants a role, that's when he comes out best as acting or whatever, and it seems like he really wanted to play him. So I mean, I'm gonna put some faith in my boy.
He's that type. Like I said, I see Batista and the god of the Kratos, the
looks like him.
The gear type of roles. He one of those like just massive dude bro type of actors that can play those roles really well.
Imagine we get him and then we get him for Marcus Phoenix. Perfect world. We get him twice.
Yeah, if I make a Gears movie, he's going to be first in line.
CEO of Sony said they don't know when the PlayStation 6 will come out because the AI is making it hard to get the parts and it's fucking up their supply chain. Do we even care about a 2027, 2028 release?
No, I do not want to hear about your $1,500 PlayStation.
Great, just keep it where it is. Don't release it.
I don't want to hear about new consoles anytime soon. Yeah,
exactly.
My favorite thing about this story is just them blaming AI for the reason why they can't afford these parts, all while releasing patents talking about how they're going to implement AI all into the PlayStation 6.
All while turning their physical disc production workplaces into things that make stuff for AI data centers.
They're literally
contributed to the problem, and now blaming the problem. Like,
please don't fall for it. Sony is evil. evil. That's the point. They're a bunch of fucking liars, man. You guys are creating the problem.
I see anybody like, oh man, fuck AI, man. I can't get my PS6 because of this. I bet I see one person say that.
I love these AI features on my PS6. And then last but not least, Ethos put this in the group chat, but apparently Sony is sending out emails to customers reminding everybody what entails when they buy games off the store, basically saying that you don't own shit. Friendly reminder. Why'd you put this in the group chat, Ethos?
Just got to remind people, these corporations are not your friend. That's it. That's another reminder. Gotta read.
Shit. And that's all I got. If anybody else want to add anything else? Any shout outs this week?
Yeah, which I got. It's just been Mortal Shell 2 time. I don't blame you.
Mortal Shell.
Check out Void Face.
Void Face?
Void Face. It came out August 18th. It is a bullet hell arena shooter game, but the music, man. When you have the chance, just throw on a trailer and listen to the music, because the music is freaking banging. But it came out on the 18th. It is like $7. There's a free demo. People seem pretty happy about it. I think the style looks cool and the music's cool.
Positive reviews. I see it. Got it up on the screen. I got a shout out for y'all this week. I saw this one on the timeline. The world's first dog Souls-like has been revealed.
I did.
Stray Dog.
I did.
And am I wrong for saying it doesn't look bad?
It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad.
Keep my eye on that, yeah.
It's for those unaware, it is a Souls game where you play as a fucking dog. I will be keeping my eye on it to see if it gets positive reviews, because if it does, I will be keeping an open mind. I might have to try it out.
The studio making this is called Parry Frames. So,
we already know what type of game.
Shout out to Stray Dog. That's all I got. Well, if y'all got anything else y'all want to add, we can wrap this one up. Are we good?
I think I'm good.
Cool. Ladies first then. Give us your closing statement for Game Illuminati episode 204, Watts.
I'm addicted to Duskbloods, and that's all. Oh, are we starting Neo 3 DLC next week? As soon as I'm done with Mortal Shell 2, be jumping into Neo 3 DLC. I've heard really good things. So I'll let you guys know how that's going next week. Oh, and Gamescom. Oh, Lord. I'm hoping we get some November games coming. Someone's gonna do it. I'm hoping.
Tides of Annihilation, please.
Please do not give us more September, October video games, although I know it's gonna happen.
Ethos, closing statement, episode 204.
I didn't even think of anything. Thank you everybody for watching. That was great. Yeah, love you guys. Stay blessed. Drink your water. That's pretty much it.
Okay. And Jay, closing statement, episode 204.
Yeah, appreciate you all for listening. Make sure you hit that hype button after liking it. Another weekly podcast in the books, and we'll see you all next week.
Yeah, and my closing statement for episode 204 is we're almost done with Mortal Shell 2 just in time, because this week A Plague's Tale Renaissance comes out. I will be on that. Still haven't found a plug for a code, so if anybody who works for the company hears this, I'll let your boy. TVH@GIupdates.tv.
I feel like I've been a Microsoft shield for the last few weeks, because again, they're broke, but it's on Game Pass, so I'll be on Game Pass.
I feel that. I'm gonna have to look on Keymailer if it's on there.
I would think that would be a game that would be on there. So yeah, I think
if you made it this far into the show, leave a comment at youtube.com/GIupdates. Hashtag dog souls if you made it this far. Hit the like button, hit the hype button, rate the show 5 stars, and we'll see you next week on the world's best weekly gaming podcast. Peace.
Bye.